Hello YouTube, Joey here from Team Brain Infinity, hosting Saturday TBI Weekend Livestream episode 14, and I have three guests with me tonight. First we got Jalen.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
We got Connor next.
Hi.
And we got Chris.
You guys already know what it is. Y'all love me, etc. Moving on.
Exactly. Tonight's live stream is on deck building, and our advice on it. Probably get into a few other things, but deck building's the main thing. And of course, since I had the tab open, Goosebumps thing again. Chris, they still don't want to let go.
Goosebumps.
I've seen that thing so many times already. Joey, ad block, please.
Last night.
Yo, wait, Joey, don't you have ad block? Like, why would you keep getting that?
Because I don't have ad block on YouTube. Because there's certain things I actually screw. But that's the point. So, deck building. Who wants to talk about how broad a topic this is? Because I don't.
That thing's like damn near 10 miles wide.
Yeah, like literally, especially in a game like Buddyfight, it's not like, say, other things like Yu-Gi-Oh, Vanguard. We got like 3 basic or 5 basic kinds of cards, and it just dandy-do, everything's easy. Buddyfight has like damn near 6 different types of fucking cards.
Yeah.
We got monsters, impacts, spells, different kinds of spells with set spells. The fucking oh god.
Set, counter, regular.
Set impacts, fucking counter impacts, just all this shit.
3 impacts, spells, items, that's 7. Monsters, 8. If we want to count transform,
and then we have cards that
9.
I'm surprised the one thing we don't have is a spell that turns into a monster, like how Yu-Gi-Oh has traps that turn into monsters.
Yeah.
Why don't we have that?
I don't know.
The
closest thing we ever got was that one ninja from like set 2 that like turns like a face down card in your hand.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the only card that produces a token in this game.
Yes.
I think we need more tokens. Those are cool. Especially since that one produced a 612 or 626 size 1.
I know. In Katana World, it's like, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Also, I think that card is still viable.
I think it's more viable today.
My nigga, that token has halberd stats. Of course it's viable.
It's a size 1. It's like,
yeah,
bro.
so you can produce another one to call over itself. So good.
But anyway, deck building is such a big old topic that, like, even if we do this entire live stream for how long, we're probably still not going to get over every little detail about deck building.
Yeah.
We'll never go over every little detail, no matter how many streams of it we do.
Yes.
Exactly.
Just
like
already in the past.
If you want to, honestly, not saying this stream is pointless, but like, if you really want to be good at deck building, it comes literally between just you knowing what your deck is full of and just learning the cards they're just learning the cards in your deck, win conditions, and other things we're going to talk about. But still, it's just like it kind of, even after this, you have to put in the effort to do deck building. We can't just tell you and it will become easy to you.
And another point, deck advice when it comes to like card quality and all that, the cards that have the most unfair effects are probably the ones that get put in decks.
Or the ones that have the most utility or most power behind them will obviously usually be even one of the most sought out cards, so you have to know how many you definitely want to run of that.
I mean, where do we start with this, guys? Any place you guys want to start? You guys want to start from the bottom up?
Yeah, let's just go.
I wanted to start like just basic shit, like say how many average amount of monsters is good usually.
Yeah, like all that stuff, bottom up. Literally the basics of the basics.
Yeah. So who wants to start?
I guess I will. I guess I'll just put up like area or something, and we could just talk about using that as a little picture. Okay, so let me get that up. Also, my hair is not natural, no matter how many times I look at it.
Oh my god.
My hair is not natural.
It has
What's wrong with his hair?
No one didn't notice until you fucking brought it up, Joey. Stop worrying about it. Stop being a female.
No. You guys see this one kid in my school? His hair is his life. It's scary.
Yo, when I see you go like looking up a hair care product, I'm like, you have no wallet.
See, I don't do that. I don't do that. I just comb my hair and blow dry it, and that's it.
Oh, let me get my hair slightly done and spend 5 hours for people to try to notice.
Yep.
Like when I walk into my aunt's like house and like then I just look like in her room, there's just all these like brushes, different kinds of brushes, different kinds of combs and all that. And I'm like, I can't imagine doing this like every morning just to look like a dumb fuck.
So let's delete this. Which world do we want to use for this? Dragon World since
Dragon World. It's almost time for Dragon World.
Okay, so Dragon World it is.
Flag, obviously, just slap in the flag, whatever.
Pro tip: if you don't,
No, I'm not saying we're building a deck. I just want,
Yeah. Okay, deck building. Okay, deck building. Pro tip number 1: your flag is your life. Literally, you don't have a flag, you don't play. So I don't know why you're still here without a flag.
There you go. I'm just gonna pick like one random monster of each size. That way we could just go over sizes and
1,000 rapier. 1,000 rapier.
1,000 rapier. We'll go from the very beginning. Okay.
Yeah.
No. Get hammer.
Respect the originals.
Okay, if we're doing the originals, we're doing shit like this.
Well, yeah, exactly. Exactly. So it'd be like 1,000 rapier drum.
No, get a blue shield.
No. It has to be gigantic sword dragon if you want to go original.
No. We're talking.
God no.
We're talking all.
We're not talking
first relevant
set. We're talking set 1.
First relevant.
Well, the boomerang is not.
Oh yeah, let me go get regular.
Boomerang wasn't set.
Regular spells, more set spells.
Just get the green song.
No, we're getting the most relevant set song in the anime for Dragon World. That's gonna be really hard, but
Exactly, green song.
Blue song, green song. Like, what?
Oh, Thunder Formation. That was the one that was used in the anime.
Oh wow.
And then impacts, counter impacts. Does Dragon World have any counter impacts? Yes, it does. And then all purpose, and I think I'm done.
Destroying. I don't know. Get fifth Omni technique.
Yeah, like.
Well, we don't have set. I was gonna use set for the other one, but
Win condition. Yeah, win conditioning, counter, all purpose.
well, I can just go to other worlds too. What am I doing?
Yeah, we don't have to stick to Dragon World. Just find another set one.
For counter. We'll just get different kinds. But
Yeah, just give her the
okay, so who wants to
stupid
explain?
one.
Who wants to basically explain the basic rules of the game?
Oh, I can do that real quick.
There you go, Connor. Thank you for stepping up.
Okay, so basic rules is both players at 10 life. First one to kill the other person to 0 wins. And use it through monsters, items, spells, and impacts. And you pay all that with the lovely gauge.
You want to do like the anime thing?
Almost similar to like if you've ever heard of any like Kaijudo or Magic or
It's
Force of
basically
Will
your mana.
nowadays.
There you go.
It's basically your mana that isn't required every moment of your life.
Yes. Yeah.
Yo, Joey, put that staple nice one. What are you doing?
I did.
He put nice one.
Then put that staple divine dragon creation. You have to put like legit every staple spell from like every world.
No, shut up. No.
Right. I'm thinking of
Counter
relevant
removal.
cards of their
No,
time.
best counter removal.
Wait,
Fire,
hold
we don't have counter
on.
removal.
Relevant cards of their time. Divine dragon creation isn't relevant.
Time, not time, kind.
Exactly, and divine dragon creation isn't relevant.
Wait. No. You know,
No, God damn it, Chris, stop.
Chris, stop. Just no.
He just means we have nice one, which is a draw card, or an example. We don't
That's a
need
different draw.
multiple
That's a
draw
different kind
card
of draw card, though.
examples.
You pay life for this one.
Jesus Christ, Chris!
Like
Stop.
not every draw spell is pay a gauge draw too.
Chris, shut up. That's what 99% of them are with a life restriction. Speaking of life restrictions, I should probably start getting life break cards.
Yeah.
Don't use the shittiest
To
one.
explain the basic rules.
Yes.
But other than I think Connor died.
No, I'm still here.
Oh, sorry, yeah. But anyway, to continue on basic rules, but unlike most games, Buddyfight, you can both players start with two. Honestly, this is important. You have to. The way the process goes, you draw 6 first, then the two after the 6 go to gauge. Everyone thinks like it doesn't matter which way. It actually
No,
does,
it does matter.
because it changes completely what your hand would be.
Yeah.
It's not. So you have to put the top 6 cards of your deck into your hand. Then the next top 2 go to your gauge. Both players start with 6 cards and 2 gauge, and your opponent and whoever goes first using either die roll, rock paper scissors, or however you want to decide going first. It's the best 2 out of 3. Your opponent. Unlike most games where literally the loser decides who goes first or second, in Buddyfight, Busher Road standard rules, you have to once again do whatever you do for a process to determine who goes first once again. So say, for example, I go against Joey, Joey wins, and then we die rolled, like we did a high roll with dice for who goes first or second. So even if Joey wins or Joey loses or I win or I lose, whatever, whoever it doesn't matter. We have just before starting the next game, we have to roll to see who is going to go first.
Yeah, and then another important basic game mechanics is first player can't draw, but they can gain a gauge and draw a card through.
Basically, your turn.
Also biggest shape up. You can attack turn 1.
Yeah,
like,
you
I don't know if any other card game
And
does
only
that.
one attack. By the way, people, so we can get this out now. You cannot use double attack on the first turn. You can't link attack on the first turn. Only one single item, one single monster can attack. You cannot link attack, and double attack does not work. Triple attack, all that, restanding, anything. Only one attack goes through. If someone destroys the monster, if it attacks, you don't get another attack. Literally, once you have declared an attack, even if it is nullified, it is over.
Yeah, one attack, one card.
And then when you go second, then it goes through the same flow. I mean, the normal flow with most card games. The second person gets to get the draw. Then they also, just like the first player, can put a card from their hand into their gauge and draw another card. And then you move on to the main phase. In the main phase, you do all the things you can do. You can cast regular spells, set spells, counter spells, call monsters, counter call monsters, whatever. Anyway, then you can move on to the attack phase, and then every time there is a final phase, but unless you declare a final phase for the sake of using a spell at that point, or like a counter spell at that point, or using a certain card at that point, or using a impact at that point, the final phase always does happen. So it's interesting because usually most games only have a draw phase, some kind of in-between phase, or no in-between phase. Then a main phase, attack phase, and an end phase. Buddyfight has the final phase, which is where usually impacts and sometimes spells or whatever can be used.
Grange, you can translate the final phase and the end of the battle phase per turn as like a main phase 2 with slightly more restrictions of what to do.
Yeah, like pretty much final phase is only where you can use impacts and counter spells.
Yeah.
Or counter abilities for that matter too. But basically, like Connor said, the goal of the game is get your opponent down to 10 life. You can do this through any means. There are spells that do small amounts of damage. There are monsters that have abilities that do damage. You can do attacks. There are just a plethora of abilities to do damage. There are
dumb items.
Yeah, of course, items.
Impacts.
I don't know. It's just there's not too many ways to do damage outside of course, the simple ones: abilities, items, monsters, and impacts and such.
Yes.
But basically, like, there's only one even alternate win condition card, and it's still pretty overhyped, as people have shown. It's Rule of Terror and Lord 100 Thunder, and if you have 5 monsters in the soul of it after destroying 5 monsters on your opponent's field or whatever, you get just 5 monsters.
Well, I think that's enough of that. We've pretty much gone over all the basic stuff people need to know.
And of course, buddy fight. How it is, you have to have a buddy monster. And a buddy monster is literally just a monster. When you call it once, at least during a game, you rest it in the well. The official way is you put the card from the buddy zone, which is next to the flag, onto the field. Then you put the copy from your hand or drop wherever you're calling it from into the buddy zone, rested, and then you gain a life for calling that buddy monster.
Yeah.
Well, on the technical, you have to declare buddy call. You can't call it without buddy calling.
Yeah, you can call without buddy calling, but if you declare buddy call, then it's completely different.
Like you have to declare buddy call. It's not just straight up call the monster, get a life. You have to declare buddy call.
Hey guys.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's enough of the basic rules. We've pretty much gone over everything we need to.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's get back to the thing. Pop this open.
So if we're gonna get into monsters, like just in the basics of deck building, a buddy monster is something you normally would run four of. So say you're playing a ninja deck. Your definite buddy most of the time, if you're playing a ninja deck, is with how ninjas are nowadays, your buddy's most likely gonna be Nanomachine Ninja Byakuya or Nanomachine Tsukikage or Shiden or the Shadow Dive thing.
Or the Suture.
Ultimate Buddy Goji
But
Maru.
basically, a buddy monster is a card you want to run four of. Oh yeah, that's another thing in Buddy Fight. Unlike Yu-Gi-Oh and a couple other games, I guess. Actually, I think Yu-Gi-Oh's like the only one still. Anyway, you play four copies instead of four is your max copy in a deck of any card.
Yeah. And then,
unless it states so, like Ami Lords and
then like most games besides Yu-Gi-Oh! Buddy Fight, you can play as many monsters you want.
To be on the technical, you can have as many cards as you want in your deck, as long as the minimum is 50.
No, but decks. I'm talking about summoning monsters.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's not really much of a limit.
Oh yeah, there's no summon limit.
Yeah, but the only restriction in this game, like most games, is each monster has a different size between the values of 0 and 3.
Well, there's no except for that one exception of a 4, but let's not get into that.
Yeah, and you can only have a cap of 3 on your field, so you can have like 3 zeros, 3 1s, a 2, a 1, or 1 3.
Yes.
And with the if you want to change the amount of the size on the field, like say you have 3 size 1s and then you want to call a size 2, you have to designate where you want to call the size 2, then get rid of any other card that you have to get rid of, so the size gap returns to its normal 3 count. So say you have like 3 size 1s and you want to call a size 2 to the center. You have to get rid of the size 1 in the center so you can first call it into that position, the size 2 in that position, and then size gap goes off, and then you have to choose either keep the one on the left, the size 1 on the left, or keep the size 1 on the right, and one of them goes to the drop zone.
Mm-hmm.
Note that these are being sent to the drop zone, and these do not trigger any kind of abilities.
Yeah, they're not getting
like
destroyed.
Abilities. Yeah, they're not getting destroyed, so you can't use something like Gepika by breaking the size gap or something.
Yeah, Ozzy the Hawkeye can't get pulled off if he breaks the size limit.
But anyway, I want to get into monsters. Monsters, since they're like size gap.
You guys don't need to mention the rules for each and every single one of these cards because we're past the basic rules. I try and get the basic rules across for anyone who really doesn't know it or doesn't understand that. Now we're just going to get into the deck building part.
Yeah, but I just wanted to get into like monsters. Like, okay, at least it's I would call this like an intermediate like thought process when deck building. You have to understand that with the size gap, there are limited plays you can do with like multiple size 2s or multiple size 3s. So you don't want to, unless your entire deck is 0s and 3s, you don't want to max out many 3s. You don't want to max out many 0s. Well, 0s are a different story because they're like better size 1s, but that's a different story. size 1s you usually want to keep from a 10 to 12 range, depending on the deck.
I'd say 8 to 12 in most cases.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
8 to 12.
And then size 2s, it's about 7 to 10.
7 to 11.
Yeah.
You want to leave it open-ended because a lot of people have different playstyles.
Yeah.
Which is why I never
size
ratio.
I feel like size 0s, it's so weird because each deck has different kinds of size 0s, like either they're utility or they're power based or more just extra size 1s or some sort. So it's like it could be like I would want to say the safe thing is like 3 to 8 or 3 to whatever. Like it's hard to say. Like, and honestly, in an average deck, non-size 3 deck, I would say size 0s are a range from 3 to 8, and then in a size 3 deck, it can go from anywhere from like 8 to 12 or whatever, like or 4 to
size
like
3 deck,
12.
you could actually go pretty big on the numbers, but average decks, 2 to 6.
Yeah. Zeros, I think, are like a very variable one, and it's like zeros, I think, are something are just not easy to explain because like.
I made a really simple formula for zeros. If we're playing a regular deck, like let's take for instance Gauss Explosive Dragon Fang deck from the Gaian Cup arc, we're gonna basically say we're running 1s, we're running 2s, we're running 0s.
Yeah.
So let's say we run 11. Actually, can we pull up that deck list on Buddyfight Wiki? That would be amazing.
I don't think they've done the official deck list for that deck.
I think they did. I'm gonna go look it up.
If you want a deck that plays 0s, 1s, and 2s, they have Ryuga's not wolf form deck.
Do they?
Yeah. They have his Arm Knight Eagle as the buddy deck, as an official deck list.
Where's that?
It's on his, if you go to character decks, if you go to Ryuga Origami, it's called Calamity Blood.
I'm trying to find character decks. Can you like, oh wait, Gremlin deck?
Just look up Calamity Blood or something. You'll probably find it.
Yeah, I think I can find Explosive Dragon Fang. Magic Guts, Tempest Thunder Knights. Yep, they have the Explosive Dragon Fang.
Is it all like a full 50 card deck?
I have to count, but let me count. 2.
But they usually put full decks. They wouldn't use an illegal deck in the show.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Well, this is all the cards we know, too. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 33. We know 33 cards out of the deck. Let's go back up and see if we have a other deck. I'll look at like Tempest Thunder Knights or something. Not enough entertaining these decks. That's what I hate about character decks. You never get a full 50 card list.
Well, no, if you go to the very bottom of Gao's page, there's a full list of a full 50 card deck of his Tempest Thunder Knights and his Soleil Dragon deck.
I see. I might be able to work with this time.
Either way, size zeros are just
There we go.
Alright,
Okay,
you gonna screen share?
Yep. There we go. Okay. So let's work with this.
Oh wait,
just
I can't present. Joey present it.
Okay. Stop repeating yourself. You're like a broken tape recorder. It's annoying as all hell.
I'm just making sure so people don't get confused when we're all talking.
I hear you the first time. I hear you the first time. Which gets one other character. You want to be a really good example if they have it? Freaking hard.
Purgatory Knights?
Yeah, Berg deck would be great.
Ew, I don't want to see Iron Gird.
I don't care. It had a good concept to it. That's what mattered.
No, it's all about that size 3 Purgatory Knight.
Yeah.
Which Which one? Malice Force or Death Sickle?
Malice Force.
Nope, doesn't show it. Okay, so they literally.
The one that completely got replaced by Greybard.
They don't have it. Okay, so let's just stick with this. Okay, so what we see here is a basic Thunder Knights deck that plays 4 Drago Archer, 4 Broadsword, 4 Iron Fist, 4 Thunder Knights Drum, 4 Fawn, 2 Halberd, 2 Bastard Sword. Actually, how the fuck does this shit play 4 Fawns if he's never played that shit once in the anime? Regardless of my point. 4 Thunder Formation, 2 Green Shield, 4 Blue Shield.
Drum has to be important, because Drum is the only important one, man.
So we got 10 shields.
2 greens and 4 whites? I hate Gal.
Jalen. Leave personal pains out.
I fucking love his reaction, yo. Love the white shield, Jalen. Love the white shield.
Drago Breaker, 2 Steel Fist Strong Knuckle, and 4 Roaring Slash Gargantuan Punisher. That is 12 size 1s, 10 size 2s, 2 size 3s, that's 22 monsters, 6, 30, that's 16, 20, 21 spells, 43 cards so far. And we add 6 items, 49. We got a 53 card deck right here.
Yeah.
The nice thing about Buddyfight 2 is that you don't have to like go off of a whole only 50.
People, I hope this helps everyone, but like the whole misconception is like Buddyfight is like every other card game, which you can say that, but the whole thing is everyone in other card games wants to keep everything as low as possible in their deck in terms of count. Buddyfight, that doesn't really, in terms of mathematical probability of getting cards and all that, honestly, you don't really F up your deck's flow if you go above 53. If you go 54 and above, or even 53 somewhat cutting it, but 54 and above, like, ruins, like, somewhat of the ratios, but, like, the chance of getting certain ratios, but 53 and, like, 50 to 53 is just, like,
55
you
to
get
have a
all
full
your 4-ofs and 1-ofs and, like, even other things quite well. Like it doesn't mess up with the flow of your deck, is what I'm saying, if you get to 53.
Yeah.
Like, it's just saying you don't have to play the absolute minimum to get a consistent deck.
I mean, I got second place with a 51 card deck.
Mm-hmm.
I always go 51, because 51 is like the best number.
I mean, I like playing 50 a lot too.
Someone's gonna win Buddyfight with a 69 card deck.
I built a 71 card deck Wizards.
That still doesn't beat. Nah, that still doesn't beat what Chris Cologne did on April 20th. He made a 420 card Wizard deck.
Oh.
And the buddy was Herb Magician. Get it?
How do you even shuffle that?
Get it? No, it was on Ariel.
See?
No, Jalen, it was on Ariel.
Oh my god, 420 Blaze It. I get it.
Yes, there we go. April 20th, Buddy's Herb Magician, 420 Wizard deck.
I think he told me that joke a long time ago, but back to seriousness. If we look at the deck, I'm sorry, I got a little sick the past couple of days and I'm finally getting over it, but we got 12 size ones. We said that was pretty much an acceptable range, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We got 10 size twos. We said 8 to 11 for that, so that falls in right. We got 2 size threes, 2 to 6. It works there.
Yeah.
Now, spells is a bit trickier to put ratios on.
Because it's completely different every world. Like, Magic World obviously would be the biggest, like, example, like, spells over monsters in terms of count. Like, holy shit, there's gonna be way more spells than you have monsters most of the time. And then H World's another example. And then H World's another example. It's like literally you're just playing like a bunch of spells to protect this like set of size 3s in your deck. You have monsters that are just basically Underworld. Yeah, Danger World's like monsters and like items and spells more than monsters sometimes.
No, monsters.
Actually, no, it's more like items. Actually, no, it's more like the minimal spell lineup. What am I saying?
Yeah. Now, if I could actually like, highlight shit, which if I used Edge, I probably could. Actually, see, let me see if I get Edge.
Like every world's built somewhat differently. Well, not somewhat differently, completely differently. Like every deck has its own flow and its own like purpose. Like Danger World, like it's like depending on the deck. Like if it's Armor Knights, is all like item, do this, do that. Utility monsters for your item, keep your item alive. Just literally all revolves around an item, and then having good beaters, good damage, good consistent monsters that you can get back from the drop zone and manipulate your drop zone to go into your item. So it's just like a really good flowing deck. And then you have something like Dual Dragon where it's somewhat similar, where an item does help, but they're not like relying on it like Armor Knights, where they have something like Demon Glow Arc, or if you fucking play something else, like I don't know, Rahal also helps. Bowsprit Unite is a very good card in it. In their size 1 lineup, at least it's like more, less broad as Armor Knights, where the Dual Dragon's best size 1 lineup is like literally mainly vanillas.
Okay, so now that we got the ratios accepted, right? Let's think about what we want in our decks. What do we want in our average deck when it comes to our size 1s?
Size 1s we mostly want is...
Usually you want a size 1s that either have good power, good abilities, or good
crit.
Standalone crit. That's usually what you always want to see in an all-round good size 1 lineup.
Yeah, I feel like
you need something like 1,000
race lineup. I feel like the size 1 lineup's more of a support function nowadays.
Yeah, like your size 1s are your consistency boosters, your...
Yeah, see, I agree with that. They increase your consistency, they let your fields stay balanced, they allow for your power plays. They're more supporters nowadays. Maybe if this was like set 2, I'd agree.
Yeah, most I think they're like either support cards or wall breakers.
If you're saying wall breakers, I don't see. Like, I know exactly what you mean. Like something like a Foon Baltus, or in same examples, a Spin Nail clone. Like literally cards that are just literally. Why don't we just
go with one of the best examples out there now? Black Dragon Befrian. When it attacks, it destroys a monster.
Yeah. Yeah, either an effect or a high attack sack that can get over walls.
Yeah, you don't... Well, see, if you're playing something like Thunder Knights, your size 1 lineup then turns into a beater support function where you just do something to get your power play through. Where you're playing something...
Literally, Thunder Knight's size 1 lineup is literally more like... Where the main lineup is literally the Spin No clone with Spike Shoulder now.
Well, I'm saying...
Sometimes...
No. Well, I'm saying generic. I'm not saying for one deck. Like the generic overview.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I know what you mean, but like, I'm just saying, like, Thunder Knights as the example. It's like you have size 1s like Archer, who are like the draw engine, the really good consistency goer, and then
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then you play the Spike Shoulder with a 6/2/2.
Yeah, a 6/2/2 and overall like just okay monster that helps you deal with walls or just decent to crit, and then you have like say Sword Bunker who has penetrate or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So then that's where the size 2 lineup is all shining, because then either it boosts the size 1 lineup or it just has amazing size 2s like usual have good abilities that just overall what you want to revolve around.
Yeah, 2s are your devastating effects, like your, as an example, because we are having Thunder Knights, Fawn.
In lower cases,
what size 2 should be, in all honesty.
Yeah.
And
yeah, like it literally supports the size 1s and like makes them better.
It makes like, this is what I look for when I try to find my base for a size 2 lineup.
Like Fawn
Regardless of,
makes
he's
himself
the
better.
definitive ace of Thunder Knights.
Yeah.
If it will just load.
Which is why my Thunder
Oh
Knights,
my
I
god.
always prefer buttering.
The moment when you have Ein and 2 Fawns on field.
Stupid sword with double fawn.
I've done it.
I've done it with a boomerang in the center too. Like just boomerang in the center, double Fawn, stupid sword.
But yeah, like look at Fawn. He's a size 2. He has 5,000 power, 2 critical, and 5,000 defense, so good stats. He has a 1 gauge call cost, which is cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And then he has an ability where all cards with Thunder Knights on your field, as in the Thunder Knight's name, get an additional critical and the move ability.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for all of you who don't know, Thunder Knights is a deck about moving. It gains advantage off of move.
Yeah.
It literally is like the deck where they say the best offense is the best defense. This deck is literally like the best offense, like in a quote. It's not really
Jalen,
the
you
best
said
offense
backwards.
deck,
It's
but
the best defense is a good offense.
people switch it around. Are you kidding me?
No, that's what it's always been. Were you saying they switched it to the thing you said?
No, I'm saying no. I'm saying people always switch it around whichever way they word it.
Oh, people are weird. But yeah, I mean, for the Thunder Knights deck in general, he basically gives all your things extra critical, so you can just do lots of damage. He gives them moves, so you can protect yourself, which is pretty much the whole point of the deck. And then he has power. So if you need to use him as your beater, there you go. You at least have a decent beater.
And then even the most unexpected thing that people won't don't really think about, he's got average defense, so it really does help with like things like Dragobond move, or so like when you Dragobond at the end of the main phase, then when move starts at the starting attack phase, then moving at the center and then having the Dragobond effect. 5k defense in some decks will like not wall them, but it just makes them have less options. It's like their only option afterward would be like kill the size 1 that's probably in the left or right, and then leave the Fawn there because they don't want to give you 2 life.
Wizards.
I mean, yeah. I mean, but I would just magical goodbye at that point. But I mean, that's just like in a hypothetical standpoint. Either way, like anyway, just Fawn, no, even like something against like adventures. Like they want to usually like just link attack your face, restand, link attack your face again, or something like that. With like moving a Fawn to the center, unless they got like a drum. If they link with Glory Seeker, they're gonna link attack with Glory Seeker, restand. They already gave you 2 life, then kill a Fawn. This thing already just blocked 2 attacks for you, and you got 2 life.
So yeah, it just isn't. It's a great all-purpose card that's really core of the deck, and that's why it's probably one of the best cards in the whole deck, and why I call it the ace of the size 2 lineup, and probably most of the monster lineup.
Mm-hmm.
But if we look at something like going back to the point of support functions of size 1s, pop up Drago Archer. Okay, so Drago Archer is a size 1 with 2,000 power, 2 critical, and 2,000 defense. So he's got low stats. It's a size 1. It's not bad. But he has an ability where it says when this card enters the field, if you have another card on the field with Thunder Knights in its name, draw a card. So what this allows you to do is get free benefits for having cards of the same archetype together. And that's a really big support function for the deck.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just call a Fawn, and then you just get a draw, and then you call this get a draw. So with 1 gauge, you got 2 monsters with now both having 3 crit and a move, and you still got at least 1 more card out of it. And then that's not even counting if you have a weapon, Thunder Formation to get you 2 gauge practically when you move both of them. Oh my god, just all the utility. Like that's the whole thing. Like set spells and like things like Thunder Knights could give you so much utility. Just all your gauge.
Plays.
But other than just Thunder Knights, there are lots of decks that can make use of even the most average of cards, like
Really
dungeon enemies. Like dungeon enemies aren't good at everything. They do good things at almost everything, but they're not the best at everything. Like my construct deck, like it's just like Alex Bane plus any 2 crit size 1 or Jace or whatever with 2 crit and a Blade Wing. That's 8 damage. It sounds threatening, but it's easy to stop. But if your opponent doesn't stop it, this thing's just gonna fucking wreck your face. You got a 5,000 double attacker with 2 crit. You got a weapon that with 6,000 power to get you gauge, and you have just probably an average 2 crit size 1 or size
Let's say
0
like
or
Doc's
whatever. Yeah, Doc's Cobalt, whatever. I was just saying Jace, because like it could be anything, but just all that, and then your opponent's gonna obviously divert their attention to a Blade Wing or try and kill your field or just something just to stop all that damage from happening. And you just did that with an average play. Now, just imagine to their surprise if you did something like Aglismar the Blade Wing back, or call another Blade Wing, or just basically just give them a more annoying monster to deal with. That's what the size 2 lineup is supposed to do. There's you put a bunch of monsters down with with at least a good enough ability where your opponent's gonna constantly know that it's a threat to them and their life.
Mm-hmm.
Or their monsters, or their plays, or whatever they're trying to do. Another aspect of a size 2 that's not built to do damage but built to fuck with your opponent is something like maybe Sun Deity or whatever his fucking title name, Astreus, where you keep your left and right from being destroyed, so then you can make sure Frozen Stars almost stays active all the time, unless you're going against Magic World or something that balances stuff back to the hand. So like, it's just like you have Astreus and something else on the right or left, and then you just make your opponent have to deal with, oh, I can't use my abilities anymore, so I'm just going to be stuck having to deal with this 6,000 defense monster that's going to constantly attack my monsters or constantly attack me with 2 crit and other stuff.
So, yeah. Let's talk about the very interesting thing called impacts. I feel like we're missing a pretty important part of 90% of decks out there right now.
Chris, you want to talk about this?
Chris, you alive? I guess not.
No, Chris is gone. Anyway, I guess we could talk about impacts.
Let's talk about something. Hey, Connor, you want to talk about this?
Sure. Okay. Impacts are like zeros are weird because they have multiple different effects like spells, but they're not spells. But they do what spells do in a more colossal way, including damage, advantage, and cost. So mostly you have impacts that deal damage, like Gargantua Punisher, cards that get you advantage, like New Era Spell, The Creation, and Caliburn Glyph.
Let's talk about a little defense. Grapple Soul.
Yeah, Grapple Soul.
Yeah, something interesting like Grapple Soul.
Yeah. You have ways to trap your opponent in through counter impacts like Secret Swords.
Can we just talk about Distortion Punisher if we're going to talk about counter impacts, please?
No.
Yes.
Okay, we have Distortion Punisher as well, which is a normal impact damaging ability, along with that same ability as a counter ability.
Which is so beautiful.
Usually, it's just like, it would look like just your average, rip-off Gargantua, just 4 gauge, same conditions, and then it can be reduced and nullified still. But it does have the whole thing where it's literally like a big middle finger to other impacts.
Which is why I love it.
Yeah, like the most common, another way to example is like, let's say we have a spell that's 2
you want
gauge.
an example? Go watch Future Card Buddyfight episode 61. Just leave it at that.
Okay.
We'll just leave it at that.
But cards like counter impacts are kind of interesting because usually impacts are only casted in the final phase, like that dual dragon one right there, Battle Dragon bursting charge, where it can only be activated in the final phase because of the regular kind of impact. You may only cast this card with some kind of condition or anything like that. But with counter impacts, they can be activated outside of any phase, like just like every counter card in the game.
Distortion
So,
option once again.
I mean, it's technically counter, but it literally its ability is just counter final, so that's why. Because it has an ability though, that's why it can be used on passive opponents. But something like Caliber and Glyph, where it has the keyword counter, and then also same thing goes for Grapple Soul. These cards are just like they just will change. Like impacts aren't always like end gamers. They can sometimes just pun intended, impact the game state and just change everything that you just thought was about to happen. Like Caliber and Glyph changes like against a Katana War matchup, it changes like the entire like matchup 180. It's like I'm about to go for all this, like go against ninjas. I got all these Shinobi scrolls full of all my steel balls and Arctic body replacement. Bam, your opponent paid 2 gauge and all that shit's gone. What do you got to do now? You go against Water. They got their set spell. They got the Skull Warrior guy in the center with 6k defense, or Nanase with defense, or whatever with Soul Guard. Then you just drop Caliber and Glyph, lost your defense boost, lost your soul, and just gotta back at 5,000 defense, probably no soul. They're just gonna attack the shit. Just got rid of it, and then it's just like, whoa, what happened? So impacts have this whole thing where, and then it's not here yet, but like some of them can destroy, but like at least one example is Fifth Omni technique. Joey, can you hover over it?
Howling Storm. Fifth Omni Divine Howling Storm.
Yeah, like it has a life. Well, what we call life break, like how there are certain. We call it life break because it's similar to where you have to be. It's just you have to be at a certain life to use these cards. So we call it life break 6. So if you're at 6 life or less, then you can use this card. So that's why we just call it life break. It's just simpler to say than 6 life or less or anything like that. Anyway. It costs 3 gauge, and then you can destroy any card in your opponent's field and deal 2 damage. It does damage like most impacts, but not a significant amount. But it does destroy any card on your opponent's field, and you're using 3 gauge to do it. Now, most cards aren't even like created to like destroy just in general full-on cards. We have very few of those, and the few ones that do exist are quite costly because destroying an entire card is pretty big. Because with how we've mentioned their set impacts, most impacts, if they're set, cannot be destroyed unless it literally has the effect destroy a card. Because most cards will destroy items and set spells.
Or monsters.
Yeah. So impacts are hard to destroy. So it would just be like, oh, I have this lethal formation with the Star Crusher in. It's like, okay, I'm gonna drop this Fifth Omni Divine Arts. Fuck your Star Crusher in there.
So very unique.
Impacts are kind of like they can be used offensively for the sake of just dealing damage and doing all those fancy shit, or you can use it to shut down your opponent's options on certain things, or completely change or make them have to completely completely rethink their strategy on how they can defeat you.
And then we have things like Absolute Sword.
On a few cards in the game where they have these kind of special abilities where some kind of cost or something has to be paid, but once it is, you're gonna live for some reason. And sometimes you just get
it. Yeah, that works.
But with something like Azure Cascade Formation, you just pay 3 gauge and you can basically live instead of dying when you hit 0, go to 1 life and burn your opponent for 2 damage. It's similar to like Fifth Omni Storm. You deal 2 damage, but instead of like destroying a card, you're living instead of losing the entire game already. Which is a pretty big thing, but the 30 gauge is going to be quite how do I say, inconvenient sometimes. But there are cards like built-in set spells now, like Brave Fort and Crush That Body and Sustain Mind, Dragon Return System, and then the one and only most everyone hates item, Glory Seeker.
Oh, I have a history of that card.
A lot of people have a history of that. Let's not go
Connor
there.
getting literally triple Glory Seeker to lose.
No. It's a very salty history with that card. No one needs to hear of it. But, yeah. So,
No
it
one
has
liked
a
getting
very
Glory Seeker,
broad range, and it's only getting broader, which I actually appreciate. I think it differentiates the meta.
Yeah, instead of everyone just waiting to like you go against Dragon World, pretty much everyone has that mindset against Dragon World. Damn it, I can't get to 4 less life. I'm gonna get Gargantua. I can't go to 4 less life. I'm gonna get Gigantic Crusher. I can't go to 4 less life. I'm gonna get
Slash.
insert impact name here. Like you can't. It's just like certain worlds give you that mindset where impact just gonna fucking come out of nowhere and hit.
Hero World with Kaiserian.
Yeah.
Kaiserian, Infinity Death Crest. But anyway, I want to get on to the more broad side of spells. Spells are, I think, if not one of the most versatile types in this entire game, type of cards in this game.
They're definitely the most versatile.
Spells vary from everything. Monster protection, monster removal, draw cards like a nice one, spell nullifiers, which I will get into why those things are just a little bit of a bothersome thing in this game.
It's very much a problem. It really doesn't matter in 90% of games.
It's not mattering too much, but when in the right hands, that thing gets annoying.
That's it, just annoying.
Like Hero World, like Link Kaiserion X Blazer. Let's just fucking spell no.
See, that's like the only thing though. Spell
yeah, true. Because pretty much no other deck of a spell no can really do all that much damage with it.
It's really just a
Magic World can do the least. Danger Worlds is the worst. Ancient World doesn't do it unless they're fucking with you.
Ancient World doesn't even like it that much.
No, they all still play. No, they all play it, but it's just they all don't use it in the way we can because they're just size 3 to deck.
And then Hero World.
Yeah, but and then spells just get you gauge, it gets you a monster back. Spells can do anything, man. The spells can do anything in this game. Deal damage. Just call monsters from the drop, call monsters from the hand, call monsters from the deck, something. Search monsters, do this, do that.
Spell that becomes a monster.
I think that's the only thing this fucking spells have not done in this game already.
They get them back from drop, they call them from the deck, they gain gauge, they take gauge, they gain life, they burn life, they draw, they gauge, they increase size gap, they kill, they protect. Yeah, that's about it. Other than decrease size gap, but that should never be a thing, so yeah. Okay, so just a monster.
So, spells are just one of those things, and then they're quite powerful because, like we said, there are spell nullifiers in the game, but they're kind of weird in a sense, where you can only cast them when your opponent casts a spell, but the whole thing is a spell null usually costs you average 2 gauge or 1 gauge in a life for most decks. Star Dragon World has Shining Rain, where it can only be used on the turn, and then you pay a gauge in a life and do that. And they also have the size 0 Dragon Arms, which we do not currently have in the TCG, but in general, there is a size 0 that exists where you pay a gauge in a life instead of a soul Neo Dragon, you discard it from the soul, and then you do the same thing in Shining Rain, pay a gauge in a life, and no matter when, just counter nullify spell. So, spell nulls are kind of interesting. They either will initiate some kind of, you're getting fucked right now because I'm going to link attack, then you have to use this nullifier to protect yourself, but then I'll use the spell note and stop you from protecting yourself. And since you only have one ability per chain, you pretty much just are going to take all this damage you should have.
More like counter per chain.
There are other ways to use them more strategically, like, oh man, my opponent's at 4 life, and they said, man, I need to use its Divine Dragon Creation. You spell no? Oh shit, I didn't get any extra cards, I lost a card in hand, and I lowered my life.
Yeah, you have to be creative. See, that's what I like about good players with spell no's. They're creative. Everyone else thinks attack for game. Nah.
Yeah, spell no's are honestly more broad than you can really, like, think about them. Like, people don't think about it in a long-term sense, like, oh, I can do this with that spell no, and I can do that with the spell no. No. People just think I need to link attack. I need to go for game with the spell no. I'll hold the spell no until I can go for game. Like, it's really not a bad idea some of the times, but that depends on the deck really. And I don't want to get into all that because it's just boring. It's long, boring, and just.
It's just trying to be a good player.
Yeah.
That's all.
But anyway, outside of like spell no's, there's not really any like bullshit. What people consider a bullshit way of winning outside of when people say impacts are cheese or impacts are annoying or I don't know. Like it's not really. Huh?
This is the other cheese of the game.
Yeah, people have this whole thing where nullifiers are kind of, I want to say, and it's kind of true, unbalanced, but, well, not unbalanced, but they're balanced differently between worlds. Something like Danger World only has a green shield that works with items when you have an item equipped, and a bad version of the Dragon Shields, which is just you don't gain life, but you have no standard.
That gives you a life.
Huh?
It's more like a purple that gives you. It's more like an Earth Barrier with an item equipped. I wouldn't say a great.
Yeah, you're right. It's an Earth Barrier if you have an item equipped. It's an Earth Barrier of an item equipped, and they have a worse version of the Dragon Shields where you don't gain a gauge, you don't gain a life, you just nullify an attack and you have no center.
Power Circle, it's its own thing.
Yeah, but like, lots of worlds have these. Like, Hero World has a Battle Order Circle clone. Legend World has a Battle Order Circle clone. We have what we call Solomon Shield / body replacement clones, where if there isn't a link attack, if your opponent's not link attacking, then you just stop a single attack.
I say we call it a body replacement clone. It's kind of the name that was given to it after set 2. Even though Shield.
Yeah, no one, I guess, went with the Solomon Shield clone because I guess it's a bit of a mouthful.
It doesn't sound that good, but
yeah, it doesn't sound that right. But body replacement clones are pretty much just. If it's not a link attack, just stop it. And same thing with Skarner World, is Battle Order. So, like, literally, everyone complains about Dragon World gets so many Dragon Shields, and all these Dragon Shields are either minimal, stupid, boring, worthless. Should be in other decks. Should be in other decks. Everyone wants a blue shield. Everyone wants a green shield. Everyone wants Dragon Shields, the main Dragon Shields at least.
Only shields that are relevant throughout the entire game's history are these 4, and even then, I could take off 2 that actually haven't had that big an impact. Renville?
Yeah, like White Shield, I will forever hate. That thing's only been there for like when Penetrate was a huge thing, and then even then it was like, people just stopped calling shit to the center a lot. Hence damage control. Once Neo Enforcer came out, what the hell's a White Shield? I have damage control.
Same difference.
It's better. You can discard all the freaking dead jacks that after you go for Ritter.
Oh yeah, theoretically, yes, it is better. I'm just saying, same difference.
Either way, spells are just so versatile. They protect you, they protect monsters. We already go over that, but the whole thing of spells, they're all balanced. I think almost perfectly well throughout worlds. I mean, set 1 is different because set 1 was the beginning of the game, and they had to know where they can test their boundaries. With things like Nice 1, where no life break, pay 1 gauge, draw 2 for a turn.
I honestly think it's a balance.
No, Nice 1 is balanced, but then they just started making life break versions, so it made you feel like, did they really think Nice 1 was actually balanced?
I don't know. I think it's just balancing out the whole world as a whole, not just the game.
Yeah, but like then you have like differences like how different worlds have better versions of other cards because of how they're based off. Like Ancient World is all about protecting your size threes and such. So you need some sufficient cards to help you with size threes. Every card, most decks have Dragonic Thunder clones, which are just cards where you pay a gauge, counter, destroy a size one or less monster on your opponent's field. Basically, there are cards that are better than this, and they cost somewhere around the same thing. Two good examples are Darkness Dragonworld's Death Grip, where it's the same exact counter and cast cost, but it destroys a size 2 or less. And
Or
ironically, they even have a Dragonic Thunder clone,
Pillar of
and they even
Fire.
ironically have two versions of a Dragonic Thunder clone, even, which is just mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, let's talk about Pillar of Fire.
Yeah, I think this is the counter removal that destroyed everyone's expectation of what the fuck's happening with the game's counter removal.
And that's what's
This
really
thing, you don't have. It's like a dragon shield, so you like in a sense like no monster in the center, so you can use this, which is does balance this card quite a lot. Um, you pay a gauge and you destroy a monster with 6,000 or less defense. You see, before like Dungeon World even got hidden crossbow or anything, Dragon World was kind of like the only one. Dragon World and Ancient World, the only ones that focused on power and defense, and they were kind of minimal. Dragon World focused on Dragon Breath and Dragonic Shoot, where they destroyed 3,000 less or 4,000 less power monsters, and then Dragon Breath still cost a gauge. Um, then you had Ancient World, who had Dragon Flame Cascade that destroyed any 2,000 power or 2,000 defense monsters, respectively. So then when something like this came out, everyone lost their shit, which makes sense. This thing says 6,000 or less defense. Now, think about this. Think about all your high beaters. Most beaters nowadays are sacrificing all that power for low defense. This thing just basically said, pay a gauge, destroy that very, very good size 2, 3 even, or practically almost any size 1 for that matter, with this one gauge in an open center. It was kind of revolutionary until Darkness Dragon World, where they got Death Grip, which was almost the equivalent of how good these two counter removals are. These things just Pillar Fire just ruined like some size threes. Like everyone wanted to play Bastard Sword and Thunder Knights. It was always so good, and then well, it came out in the same set, but like practically, like because Trial Deck came around the same time. But everyone was like, "Oh my god, I like Bastard Sword." Then Pillar of Fire is around the same time. They're like, "Oh, I can't play this. It'll just get Pillar of Fire. I'm wasting 2 gauge. Just play 1 gauge to get rid of it."
So that's what.
Like it changed everyone's mindset on what they should use in their decks because of this card. That's how powerful of an impact this, and it still has somewhat of an impact today.
Very minimal compared to what it used to be, but yeah, it still has an impact.
Oh god, yeah, completely. Like people would complain about, oh my god, my like this is the reason why Thunder Knights lose to Dungeon World. It's like I can't move; they're just gonna blow up my fawn unless I have Dragon Bond.
Oh, back in the versus Dungeon.
But counter removal is quite different nowadays. It's more like now that people understand a little bit more of the phases. One neat thing about counter timing in this game, and that's very important. People have to realize counter timing isn't just whenever the fuck you feel like it. It has to be at a certain point, either when an ability activates or a phase changes.
Beginning or end phase.
Yeah, beginning or end of a phase. You can activate a counter at the end of a phase or the beginning of a phase. And you can activate it in response to an ability. So if someone calls Asmodai, say you want to hit and crossbow just for the hell of it anyway, it won't stop the ability, but just regardless, you can use hit and crossbow on it because it starts a chain. But say someone calls something like an Electron Ninja Shiden, there is no counter timing when you can hit and crossbow to Shiden until it uses Act, and unless the Act specifically states it's going to need to stay on the field for it to resolve it in some way, it really doesn't help that you would hit and crossbow it. Say something like Super Deformed Drum. Since the card has to call a drum on top of it in order to use its act, if you use hit and crossbow in response to its act, they don't pay the gauge, but either way, the the super deformed drum will be destroyed, and they cannot get the drum from the drop zone.
I thought they do pay the gauge.
No, Joey. If someone declares an act, they don't have to pay a gauge. It's not like a cost.
Oh, yeah, there are people that do pay the gauge, and that happens anyway, and they're like, oh, God. I forgot about that.
Acts are just act. They're the reason they're separated from costs. There's no... Technically, acts don't have a cost. It's like you just declare an act. If your opponent has a response, they have a response. If they don't respond,
You know what?
then you use the, per se, cost of the act or the condition of the act in order to use the rest of it.
You know what, though? Counter removal has had such a big impact on deck building since set 3.
Yeah, it has.
I mean, we used to not really care about Dragonic Thunders. It was never, like, what affected our lineups, but when set 3 hit, it was like, oh god, this can hit this can hit that. And for certain decks, it just changed up lineups.
Hey, everyone started pulling out every counter move they could think of. When Orsa Clients hit the board, everyone started playing Dragon Thunder. I mean Dragon Breath again. When Tetsuya was all rampant, everyone started playing Dragonic Shoe. And Ancient World was popping out their Dragon Thunders, and everyone was trying to find any counter move they could to deal with Dungeon World. And then even same thing for Thunder Knights. Everyone went, well, not counter removal, but I was going to say like things that stop move, like Gummy Slime and Secret Penguin.
Yeah, it's true. And Darkness Dragon, where we had beautiful death grips and stuff.
You had Guillotine Cutter, I guess, like destroy items and shit.
Yeah, and I was trying to think of something for Legend World, and I was like, oh wait, they have nothing.
I mean, Legend World didn't have Caliber and Glyph for a long ass while, so
I said they had nothing. And even then, that's hero specific, so nothing. But yeah, spells are really broad. Spells change the way you build a deck so much.
And that's the whole thing about deck building. Not only do you have to know your deck, you have to know your opponent's deck. And that's the whole thing with Buddyfight. You have to know what world your opponent's using, and you have to know what spells, especially, to expect. And depending on the deck, the monsters. Now that's not so easy because some people like to do what the card game community likes to call text. Random cards that sometimes people wouldn't exactly expect in a deck, but even based on synergy or just straight up surprise factor, this card can come in handy for certain situations.
You know, I got a great example, Jalen.
What is it?
Oh, Lunatic, back in the day.
Lunatic was something. You were basically paying a gauge to get rid of your opponent's gauge, and if you had more black dragons on the field, you got to make your opponent discard a card from his.
No, I'm saying that's why I was attacking.
Which was yeah, it was like it's not special, but it was pretty interesting because we don't have many cards in the game that make your opponent discard anything.
Yep.
I wish they did a little bit more with this, but I guess if you made some kind of way to make discarding more consistent, it would kind of be broken.
It would. In this game, it would.
Yeah, because advantage is everything in this game, somewhat.
It really is.
You need advantage to get anything going, or you're just going to be losing.
So good at this game. Because I can net advantage so easily. Where the hell Chris? Connor died.
Yeah, I know. Connor said he had to do something, and he said to continue without him. But Chris just died. He said, "I'll be here," and he's here technically. He's gone.
Whatever Chris said.
Either way, I want to get into items now.
Yes, then we have to give suggestions and stuff, but items first.
Because that's pretty much the last of it, because we're not getting to size 3s, because it's the same thing like size 2s, but just bigger.
Yeah, bigger size 2s. Fancier, bigger size 2s. So items, they're what let you...
Hey, Connor's back.
Your opponent Oh, Chris is back.
No, that's Connor.
Shit. Alright, that's Connor.
Yeah.
We just went through spells as a whole.
Okay.
But now we're on to our favorite thing, items. You know, the thing that says beep beep smack smack.
Items
Items, I think, are the most fun thing about this game. It's literally you, the player, are fighting with your monsters.
Yeah.
People don't think about that because everything else in every other game, it's like Yu-Gi-Oh! Equip spells. You're equipping your monsters with this shit. Your monster got this sword. Your monster got this sort of item card or whatever. Literally, items are in this Buddyfight do so many things.
I'm sorry, I beg to differ. I think.
Well, okay, not so many things, but they all have this kind of appeal to them.
About that. I was about to say, I think impacts are the best part about the game.
That's somewhat true, but
that's me. Personal opinion.
Items are literally the player being able to interact with the game, which I think is one of the most fun parts.
Yeah, items usually do multiple things. Normally, it's attacking your opponent, attacking a monster, defending yourself, or supporting your units, or getting you advantage.
Yes.
Joey, please, if you want to just put something with penetrate or some kind of
no,
thing
it's
like that.
fun to show fancy stuff. I never
really
saw
just worship staring spear. Fuck this thing.
I know, but you know, it's fancy. That's why I did it. We're speaking of interaction. It involves interaction.
Please put a Gale Sword or a Phoenix Blade or something.
I like Jalen's, Jalen can't even focus anymore with that Buddy sword there. Like, he can't.
I can't.
This.
Like, you could have put so many other things with penetrate.
No, I did say it's the fancy effect, but that's it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because he already has
a bunch of shit. This.
Items can do so many things. You can't even click all this shit. Hey, put them in your on.
I did.
Wait, what the hell? Wait, put Hyperion instead of Alctbane. Put Hyperion.
I didn't put Alctbane in there. Put Knuckle.
Oh, you didn't. Sorry, I thought you did.
Put
Knuckle? Put fucking Hyperion or Alctbane. They do a better job of that.
No. Knuckle's the first. That's why.
Oh, fuck that.
We did this.
Wait, why are you putting? We have Phoenix Blade. Don't put that.
I know. This. We had the 100 demons when I grabbed that, but that's not there.
Just put a random free weapon. Just put a random free weapon, a Fearless Clone or the 6-1 or something.
This. In fact, I could grab 21 items. 22.
The list is going on. Please pick. Just pick another one and let's call it.
And you need a monster of ride and transform.
I'm grabbing old shit now. Fucking crap.
No, Connor, we're not going into monsters that turn into items. Fuck that.
I'll grab like 2 Hero World cards and call it a day.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that's it.
Grab X-Blader and we'll grab...
No, grab like Road Blader. Like, grab like Road Bladers.
Done. This is it. Done.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, now what's the world that's...
Get rid of Dragon World flag. We don't need that in that item discussion.
Now, because Danger World's the king of all weapons.
Oh my god.
There we go.
Well, you buddied a Danger World flag. The fuck?
Yep. Okay, let's get to this. Let's talk about how versatile items are. You got 31 cards to talk about.
Can we just immediately get rid of the monsters that turn into items because those are the simple ones and we don't want to get into a long discussion of what the fuck those are.
Okay, then knock them out right now.
Literally, transform and ride are just literally turning your monster into an item with defense. And no offense, and I mean, not no offense, like Joey's gonna obviously agree with it, but these things are literally just better versions of items from usually Dragon World, but with defense.
And they all have
ability sometimes.
Bullshit effects / stats.
Not all of them.
Said most.
So, like, literally think about, like, Rampage Sonic. Everyone's like, oh man, I love Drago Blaze. Basically, Hero will get the Drago Blaze with 5,000 power and 3,000 defense.
Because that's not bullshit.
And then X-Blazer. It's like everyone goes like, man, I pay a gauge for Alex Bane. This thing just goes, no. I don't get you gauge, but I'm gonna make you pay a life, and you deal your opponent extra damage.
Like you get a free attack off. So dumb.
It's like you literally get a second attack off that they can't really stop unless they have Chillax clones.
Bullshit. On to the next. Okay, now we're going all the way up to Dragon Knuckle.
And this is where it comes to items that have multiple uses and advantage gaining. This thing is literally just a basic 2 crit and weak power, but it can get more power by paying gauge that you can somewhat either gain from charging draws, blue dragon shields, or whatever the fuck.
Or gain through miscellaneous ways.
Or you just keep gaining gauge for other purposes in your deck. So Dragon Knuckle is honestly one of the most versatile and one of the most interesting weapons that we ever got. And it came in set 1. And then we got a better version of Darkness Dragon, which is just fucked up.
Because my world rocks.
Isn't Dragon World another one of your worlds still?
I'm the Dragon Master. Let's start this shit.
Play Star Dragon World, and Darkness Dragon World. Just Joey.
And died.
Dragon.
You're not playing Ein.
The Dragon.
I'll play it when the Buddy All-Star thing comes out. That way I get all my easy cards.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, let's move on to Glory Seekers. Dungeon World items.
Yeah.
Glory Seeker. Everyone's bane of existence. I've already gone over how, like in other fucking videos, how just goddamn amazing this thing was.
Didn't we explain this card earlier when we were talking about Absolute Sword?
Huh?
We said what this did when Absolute Sword was around. Fuck this.
We said, okay, yeah, but like, just in terms of an item, it's 5/3, and you discard a card. In Dungeon World, it's not even bad that you discard a card.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I said fuck that.
Cases.
Just gives you pluses at the end for no reason.
And then you have literally what everyone deems hate cards when it does something to some kind of certain card, mainly dragons.
Because that's what Bushiro decided to hate on.
Well, because dragons are everywhere. Hello, you, the Dragon Master.
They go everywhere.
Anyway, Dragon Vanquishing Sword, where it gains 4,000 power when attacking a dragon, is just like, oh.
So it's naked.
And it has 3 crit. So it's one of the most versatile weapons, especially against a dragon deck, of course. And it is 2, but then it does make you pay for it with the 2 gauge just to equip a 4/3.
That used to be an issue.
It used to be an issue. Then everyone just said, you know what? Let's just run item hate out the wazoo.
Now it's more
then
like
you have one of my most hated things next. Alerta, where Bushy Road says, you know what? You don't need a Dragon Energy. Just get this shitty version and put it in an item.
Not that bad.
Get something like... Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
When something like Fortune Shield exists, this doesn't even need to exist.
It gives you the power.
Hello? I have literally 10,000 power or more with like 8,000 or more power average in a size 3 deck. This is useless.
No, the
power gain is useless.
Like,
it's 2 gauge, it's 0/0.
You'll hit that big shield Tsukikage.
I hate you.
No, it's like, okay, the problem with it is it does only 1 feint for too high of a cost and terribly.
Well, we're talking back in the day when
it's an item too, so everyone running item hate, especially nowadays, it's just like, I pay 2 gauge to basically get a worse Dragon Energy. And then if they just item hate it.
Back when it came out, we're like, oh yeah, constantly reusable.
And then Evil Break was out, so everyone's like, oh my god, it's searchable. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it was good for back in the day.
And then everyone realized, wow, 2 gauge to get a 0/0 and you still need another card to invest in it? It sucks. And then Rune Staff came along and just made it shit better.
Yeah, and then you all cried again.
No, I cried because Devlon wanted to make Asgard at that point. He was bragging about it to me.
We got this.
And then you got Armor Knight Formation, the item, my favorite fucking item.
Yeah. Then we got this.
Like, Armor Knight Formation, the item for dungeon enemies. And it's a Demon Lord, so had lots of versatility. Anyway, Gunrod Del Gesu, where this is really better Bechstein.
In general.
I honestly don't understand why people can play Bechstein anymore when this thing fucking exists.
No, we're just talking about gun rods in general.
Like, all of them actually do a lot, but, like, just Del Gesu and Stradivarius are kind of, like, just the best ones overall.
Yeah, currently on area, there's a new gun rod, but
Who cares, Connor?
Del Gesu has got the same ability as Bechstein. Rest it, you deal damage. But if you don't choose to do that and keep it standing, when this card attacks your opponent, you can get rid of a monster on your field, and then this thing gets the critical of the monster you got rid of.
Yeah.
This thing's like just literally fuck you to the like. If this wasn't in Magic World, this thing would have been like downright fantastic in any deck with 3 crits.
Mm-hmm.
You just play Bella.
Oh my god, shut up.
Okay, let's talk about more Dragon World items.
Oh, Gold Ritter.
Gold Ritter. Yeah, let's talk about the most hard to fucking get out item in the game.
Yeah.
Like, Life Break 5, you have to get 3 soul into a Jackknife card, and then bam, you need 2 gauge still. Now, it's possible to get this first turn, but that's a fuckload of gauge and a lot of
Let's
conditions.
talk about the merits of getting said card out.
Well, yeah, it can't be destroyed or returned, so, you know, this thing is never going away. Just period.
Yeah. It's a
The
10-5-10.
only way this goes away is literally, what's it called? Great Frozen Stars plus item destruction. And that's still 4 gauge, or at least 3 gauge at the minimum if you link attack with like
setup.
Yeah.
Well,
That's what that is.
I mean, it could be less gauge. It technically could be 3 gauge, because if you have just 2 star monsters that don't cost you any gauge on the left or right, and then you pay 1 gauge to call Orthos and then link and then destroy it.
That get Dragon Shielded.
I know, I'm just saying, like, hypothetically.
Hypothetically, yes, but it's still way too reliant on things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, Chris is back. Anyway,
This is
Yeah.
an hour and a half of the stream.
by the way, like, literally, the worst thing about Ritter I find is, like, his random condition of if it counts if there's a size 3 armor dragon on the field. Why the fuck did they just say you can't?
No, let's be fair. That is the balancing of this card.
Hello? But then fucking Ultimate Card Burn does 6 fucking damage, and it has barely less defense, and it has fucking double attack. And more power. Sacrifice
Ultimate Card Burn is
2,000.
super cheese.
It's super cheap. Wait, then what the hell's Ritter?
The other super cheese.
He's right.
Anyway, Ritter's, like, the Jackknives, like, what kind of made me bored of Jackknife decks now? Like, Ritter is just literally the epitome of what they all want to do. Like, I literally had a game today where I played Wizards. My opponent calls, like, a 3-soul, like, Jackknife, and it has 8 life. He thought I was gonna just attack him and put him at the life break. And he kept going, no, attack me. I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking attack you. You just added a Ritter with Jackknife Gift. I'm not gonna fucking let that live. I called it Iris, I called it Tempest Queen afterwards, and I got rid of that damn thing. And then he literally scooped because I got rid of his Jackknife. That's why I'm so bored and just disappointed in all Jackknife players now. It's just literally stop them from getting 3 soul, you won the game. It's boring, it's lame, and it's stupid.
Yeah, I feel like there needs to be a bit more Jack cards to have a Jack deck that's not Gold Ritter.
You mean like Ancestor?
Like Ancestor is
didn't
more.
fix shit.
Ancestor's one, but like
hard.
Like just
It gives it
like,
a more offensive presence, but it just doesn't. I guess it just doesn't
do its
do it.
job.
So people still have it.
Doesn't do the job. That's all it is.
yeah, we need like more
If it was
like
a 3-crit double attacker, we were talking business right there.
yeah, but no, but like I feel like we need like like a Jack that gets draws and stuff like that. Like
People would probably still run that for Ritter purposes.
maybe, but just advantage.
There's not really much to say. There's no way to make a Jack, like, I can't think of it. Bushido would probably think of it, but they're not going to do it. But some way to make Jack decks not all, everyone wants to run Ritter to make this
undersized ones?
Because it's fucking area, I don't know.
There you go. That's why I hate this thing. But yeah.
Like, the whole thing with Ritter is like, once this thing comes out, your opponent's practically just going to be shitting themselves figuring out how the fuck do I kill you easily.
I know how to do it.
Like, the only definite answer is something like size 3 enemies where you have Meteor Rain or Red Arrogant where 10,000 power is just easy as fuck and you just hit it twice or something. Or you play like literally, this thing is like a living nightmare for some decks. Like, Death Ruler, this is insta-death. This thing comes out against Death Ruler, insta-death. Don't even play anymore. You lost.
No. You play with that Death Ruler guy who secretly runs Talica.
Yeah, no. Death Ruler players when they see a Gold Ritter is like when Seeger players see Death Rulers. Like, it's a...
This is why you play Talica.
It's not fun. It's not... Like, okay, at least Ritter, Ancient World can somewhat deal with Death Rulers when they get counter removal out. It's really that whole thing, if you don't draw this certain kind of card, you're just gonna get fucked. If Seeger or Ancient World in general doesn't draw, like, well, non-Raging Spirits Ancient World goes against Shadow Die cards. It's literally have counter removal or lose. While if you go against Ritter with Death Rulers, it's really have Death Ruler 13 to get burn damage and keep it alive the next turn.
Yeah.
Well, Ritter
Ritter just shits on other decks, and then Jackknife Gift giving you 3 extra life if you're at the life break of 5 at minimal. At most. So go to 8 life, get an extra draw. Beautiful. Yeah. And then its whole ability of reducing the damage to 2, and then the whole idea that all the way back when Neo Enforcer came out, and like I talked to Juan, like I said that one thing to Juan Mango when he played against me, like he played White Shield. I saw the combo like, oh, Ritter reduces it by 2. Makes it reduce to 2 damage only. Then White Shield makes it take nothing. I'm like, why wouldn't you just play damage control? And he says, whoa, I'm gonna tell everyone that now. And then Zag does coincidentally like a week later does a profile with damage controls.
Well, let's go to this. We're done with Ritter. How many more items do we have? We have 21. We have 21 items. Oh, God.
Okay, let's get over Rune Stack, because we kind of went over Electra, which is practically the same goddamn thing.
Yeah, you tap in and you get a gauge. You do.
Yeah, just literally you go... I don't even understand why it even has an equip cost. It doesn't even make sense, too. Like, you just equip, pay a gauge, get a gauge back.
Okay, so we're done with you. Reflection.
Random gain a life. I don't know. Like, I don't know how to feel about this. Like, it's just a random 4-2 for a gauge, and you just gain a life. Gaining a life is pretty decent, and then 4,000 isn't bad, but it's just like, what the fuck?
I want to make it work.
I don't know. I just feel like it's just an average card, honestly. Like, it's just...
Yeah, to me, I feel like if it was...
Like, it's better than a Fearless Clone, but it's not better than Drago Burst, but it gets you a life, too. It's so awkward. I don't know how to feel about this thing.
It's the one thing I want to work, and I can't make it work. It's in the wrong world.
Yeah.
It's in the wrong world.
Like, if this wasn't like...
What do you want it to be in?
I don't know, if this wasn't like... Legend World or something. I don't know. It's just in the wrong world.
No, Katana World. Katana World needs this.
You know what, Katana World? Yeah, Katana World can make this work. Just doesn't belong in Star Trek.
Katana World. Let's get it to their items.
Well, it would be a 2-2. That costs 2 gauge.
That's fun.
But you would gain 2 life.
Let's go on to Katana World's items. You can pick any one. I don't know. Just go with it.
Do the middle one.
No, we're doing this one. This card was
Windmill
really...
Knives Moon Circle. This thing's like something that died out, but it was always a really cool concept when it came into
Back in the day. Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think the that really killed it was it being a promo.
What the hell?
I think it being a promo is a very big problem.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Joey, look. Okay. Windmill Knives Moon Circle is just like that card that just kind of has like this whole feel. Like it's a pretty decent weapon, like 8,000 power, 2 critical, average crit, great power, and then at the end of the turn it would normally destroy itself if you don't have the Flash Strike Ninjas on Ryu. And if it's destroyed, if it would be destroyed, you can pay a gauge instead. It's like it literally actually is Soul Guard. If this card would be destroyed, you pay a gauge. So it literally has a pay 1 gauge Soul Guard.
It's a gauge guard.
Having 8,000 power is not bad.
Especially in a world of weenies, it's such a weird card.
Yeah.
It's just that card.
It's like it's not bad anymore, but it's just like with cards like to the left, no one cares anymore.
Like back in the day, item-based ninjas just wasn't good.
Yeah.
Now it's just you play Gojimaru and Byakuya, and it's so much better.
And then you have Phoenix Blade or Hornet Core.
Like Gojimaru, Byakuya, and Phoenix Blade, and it's so much better. So it's just not in the right world, I guess.
I mean, I think it's good. It's just not good enough. I think that's the thing.
Yeah, it just doesn't make the cut for the meta. No, it's introduced the
because it needs a specific monster to make it not like constantly cost you a gauge to keep it alive, and it already costs a gauge to equip. So you kind of have a 2 gauge investment on this thing.
Well, I'll take the monster if it's on here. Yeah, it's on here. Flash Strike Ninja's on. But 533.
And this guy costs 2 gauge to call. Like, holy crap! They just didn't want this to work.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Well, at least he's holding. At least he has badass artwork.
Mhm.
And he's even holding it. But the one good thing about him is his ability is when he is attacked. If this card is on the left or right, you may discard a ninja, specifically a ninja, from your hand and pay a life. If you do, nullify the attack and destroy the attacking monster. It has a pretty actually good ability. Like
that's
not horrible.
It was an combo when it came out,
but it's so much gauge. Like literally, that's a clear Serenity right there for these 2 cards. That's pretty fucking bad.
You have to pay life and discard to keep it.
Yeah.
A life and discard to literally to potentially destroy any monster that attacked it of any size, which is actually pretty good. But you're paying, but for this average monster, like it's not even that good. Like 5,000 power, 3 crit it's just not horrible, but it's just like. This thing's a wizard? What the fuck?
It's a wizard. Jesus. Okay, so let's talk about this
You're
thing.
a wizard, Harry. This thing's literally just hysteric spear for 1 gauge.
Well, it was.
As an elite or 5 heavenly swords in your drop zone, and its card name in your drop zone. This card gets a crit and penetrate. Just literally 1 gauge conditional. Like literally, if you basically, it's the best thing though. If you do open 2 of these, it's one of the only items I feel like it's really good if you actually draw 2 of these, because you just go like, oh, I drew 1 of these, charge it, pay a gauge, and then pay the gauge that you like of the extra copy, and then you just got a hysteric spear.
Yep.
Mhm.
You gotta learn how to play around things like that.
But that's pretty much it. Like, there's not really much to say. It's just a better hysteric spear in some ways.
Well, the thing was, I picked it because it interacts with the drop zone and it gains effects.
And it does help you think about what you would want to run in an item lineup, like either the 5 Heavenly Swords, Juzumaru or Onimaru. Speaking of that, when the fuck are we gonna get more katana support so we can get the other 5 Heavenly Swords?
Oh, I can explain. The Elite Swords were actually originally 5 Heavenly Swords in Japan, and they're just fucked up translations. This is an Elite. This is supposed to be a 5 Heavenly Sword. This is supposed to be a 5 Heavenly Sword. Yeah, we would have 4 right now.
So we technically still need one more.
Yeah, we still need one more, but you know, there's a lot more than you think. Just fucked up translations. Let's talk about Water/Sword Murasame.
We kind of already talked about Phoenix Blade. Get rid of it too.
We did? When the fuck did we talk about that?
Well, we just said, like, we mentioned, like, Gojumaru and how it's just a better version of a Gale Sword.
Well, yeah, but we didn't talk about Gale Sword, so... Just go over this really quickly, then. Go over this really quickly, then.
Okay, like, pay gauge in a life, like, usually it's just 1 life for, Gale Swords, but anyway, pay gauge in a life, and you get a 2 crit Gale Sword, 3,000 power average. It's basically a Drago Feroz that you can attack with your monster in the center. Most items, if you didn't know, you can't attack with a monster in the center, so with something like this, it allows for a full wave formation and having defense. So, having offense and defense, oh, everyone's favorite dream. I mean, hence Kaiserion being best thing ever.
And then we go to Water/Sword Murasame.
Interesting card. It's average. It's basically a Fearless clone. You equip it for free, but at the end of the turn it dies. But at the beginning of your main phase, you can pay a life and get it back. If this was not Katana World, I would say this card was really good.
With Katana World.
No, yeah, nope. Like that's my problem. Like Katana World does.
You see,
I hate
Katana
World's balance.
This shit was an Ancient World. I think it would be ridiculously OP.
Yo, if it was like a Gale Sword that like constantly died, but then you paid a life to get it back. Oh god.
This exact card, but Ancient World.
Oh yeah, because then you would run in like the non-size 3 deck and just be great.
There you go, and then you got a bunch of fucking life gain. Katana World has jack shit for life gain. Nope.
But like Murasame is pretty okay. Like people only practically use it for it's just a decent Fearless, like a better Fearless clone, or they use it like just Byakuya Tsukikage fodder. Which
you know, let's talk about a Qualta.
Dumbest item in the game. Just don't want to talk about it. Only reason Ozzy the Hawk is even a fucking good card.
Hey, Ozzy's not bad.
He's not bad, but 10,000 defense is pretty annoying, but it's not hard. This thing just says, yeah, you know, you just had to deal with that stupid fucking thing that attacked everything and destroyed your item. He just gets you this dumb fucking unholy bastard of a card. It is literally the biggest fuck you to every deck in the game.
Mm-hmm.
The only deck that actually remotely even deals with this is fucking Yamigeto, where you just say, oh, I'm going to single attack, I'm going to use ability. Nope, now you take Thundermine, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
That is literally the only bright side to dealing with this thing. And then still, Yamigeto? Oh, what do you mean, my bitch? Because this thing has the ability for... I don't know why it says for this turn. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, because... Well, anyway. For this turn, nullify the Soul Guard. Monsters, this card attacks. Why does this thing have 12,000 power and it nullifies Soul Guard? Really? So, I just attack this fucking, like, Seeger. And then just say, you know what? Fuck you. You can't defend against me. You gonna Wrath Trigger? That's fine. You can't even attack me unless you have a 0, bitch. Because dumbass ability, counteract if your opponent card attacks, you alone, nullify the attack.
Yeah.
No cost, nothing, nada, zilch. It doesn't even need a defense stat. It's just literally big middle finger if you single attack the opponent. Oh, I'm gonna link attack then, because I got around you. Dragon Shield, Black Dragon Shield, regular Dragon Shield, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, and then another thing is it's 6 crits. You can be like, oh, you're at 10 life, can't hit you for 6 and impact you.
Like, 6 crit. Why would you give it 6 crit? It's so unbalanced as fuck.
Because Bushiroad needs some way to make this card like they like made it like I'm not lost for words here. Fuck me. Like I don't know. They just I don't know. They just like they gave like the fans like some reason like to like
No, it was literally no. You know what I really felt like? This is what the reason it's created. It was literally like, man, Ozzy the Hawk is a really good card, and breaking the and changing the size gap is really good. People aren't gonna play this most likely. They're just gonna get bored of Ozzy because there's even with the Hawk adding it. What do we need to do? I don't know. You know, break it. Like change Dragon Throne. How? Make it unable that they can destroy or return your item. Now let's make the best item in the game. Bam. And that was how this stupid thing was born.
I think Jalen has some pent up aggression for the sword.
No, that sword needs to die. Fuck it.
No, do you remember the like one of the Fight Me episodes where I fucking played against Ozzy the Haka and I legitimately should have won like 4 turns ago, but he just has to have a Dragon Shield every time I link because of his fucking card. It was so boring and dumb, and I had to keep putting shit in my center. Hey, I'm surprised they didn't just fucking say, you know what, let's just break this thing and put Penetrate on it or something. I'm just so surprised that I even penetrate on this stupid thing.
That'll be the day, I swear to God.
like a rat from Bushiroad, like Quilted Wellness has penetrate. Anyway, let's just destroy that thing. Sneak Judgment. Yeah, let's talk about Sneak Judgment. Dark Hero's favorite item, where it's literally one of those perfect items, I think, where Bushy knows that what a deck... It's like one of those items where Bushiroad gets what the deck does. The card perfectly synergizes with what the deck does and gives advantage to you for doing so. Dark Heroes is all about 0 defense. Nah, you hit your opponent's face and you go for impact, do all this shit. Sneak Judgment just goes for helps you go for damage. It shadow dies if you have basically it does shadow die if your opponent if you have another Dark Hero attribute on the field. And when a Dark Hero leaves during your attack phase, so when they go away to the drop or your deck or your hand or wherever after the end of a battle, then basically you just get a draw. So with first base and this, you get 2 draws in a turn, and that's not even counting if you use I'm finished with you, so gauge and draw. So all these draws to help defend yourself, draw into like any cards, like random cards for damage control or mock bravers, or I've seen theater moves and shit, or if you actually played it, which is just bad in Dark Heroes, but there I see it or something. It's just like it just helps you dig into your deck faster because the deck's bad at defense.
And the other item.
This thing was like literally, I think, wasn't this like the first item with defense like they ever created?
No,
like,
this is the first item Hero World got.
No. Oh, I thought you were like going over the Ice Deity Shield or whatever.
Oh, no. Yeah. No. We're going over Legend World last.
Okay. Yeah, because the equipment change. Oh boy.
Long section to go through.
Heavy Rifle Line Thunder came in the trial deck, and this thing was almost like, what the fuck? Like, Hero World's only item, like, until Dark Heroes, and it was just like, what the fuck is this thing do? It's literally just, equip this for free, but you can pay to gauge, and then put it to the drop zone, and then pay, and then destroy an item.
You wanna know what's funny about this? People don't realize how good this is.
No, I think it's really funny, because it literally can bait out your opponent. It's like, oh, I'm gonna equip this. And then you go declare act. It's like, oh no, I gotta use my item blasting clone. Or if you don't have an item blasting clone, you don't have an item blasting clone, then you gotta use Dark Wolf to destroy it too. It's like Dark Wolf. It's like, okay, way to go, genius. I just made you bait. The Bao DD Robo, that's a box cover in BTO.
Make him pay 3 gauge. That'd be rich.
No. It's only pay 3 gauge during the battle phase. You can pay 2 gauge and destroy it during the main phase.
Oh, okay. That shit's hilarious, though.
Yeah, this thing is literally just like items, like a Dragon Crush.
Really good.
It's an item Dragon Crush that can't destroy set spells. It's
actually really good.
And it's versatile. So say the opponent doesn't even have an item, you can just get a free 2/2.
Exactly. Now, That's it for that. Very interesting card. I do have a deck where this card shines, but that's a different story. Let's talk about Thunderclaw and Arakami.
Narukami. Yeah, okay, whatever. Narukami is what I thought was like the most. You know what? It still is. It is one of the best items like I've ever seen for 100 Demons. Like to this day, it's underestimated and underused. It's so like people don't get the implication of I have with this card. This is a Drago Fearless with an ability to become a fucking swirling darkness. Why? Because
Or
100
Drago
Demons.
Or a swirling, or not swirling darkness, a Drago Blaze.
Whatever, Drago Blaze, whatever you want to use as your synonym for fucking 3,000 power card. Anyway,
Weapon.
this thing is just counteract, get rid of your center. Your opponent, it just literally is just the funniest thing because there's not much your opponent can do to say, I'm going to stop this Narukami from happening. Like your opponent, say like you just have a monster in the center and they expect you to go for Narukami's ability. It would be like, oh no, they said counteract, I gotta destroy it, and then they use some kind of counter destruct, like Item Blast and Clone, get rid of it. Oh, well, I didn't lose my monster, and you just paid 3 or 2 gauge, potentially, to stop my free item. Way to go, genius. And then if they don't stop it, it's gonna go for 3 crit, and then with Reinforced Formation, you put it back, monster back in your center, usually at the end phase. Oh, just all the synergy.
Yeah, and
Super Synergic, powerful, and quick. Good shit. Okay, Danger World's very self-explanatory. It's a giant beater with a lot of crit that you just prevents you.
And then it just says you can't call to the center, but I can move to the center. Aha.
So Danger World really doesn't care. End of story. And then this thing. Just the weapon that you
hands down. Best weapon hands down. Gives itself penetrate. And
Did we just call it the weapon that
crit.
uses weapons?
This is the god of all weapons. The
it was the weapon.
The Arc de Triomphe.
When that weapon came out, it was the thing that made the whole community doubt Danger World ever giving a card to give their item double attack.
And then Tiger Ace happened. Everyone's like, oh, they still made it.
And I still called it.
I still find it funny Joey even called the stats. Like I remember the first time you said you're like it's gonna be the same thing as like Armor Knight Ego is. It's gonna have 3/2/2 and it's a size 1 and you called that too.
Everything about that card except the rarity.
And the fact that it'd be 100 demon because we didn't know about 100.
No one fucking knew 100 demons were back then.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
So that's irrelevant. Like me predicting an entire.
I was wrong for being Tiger Ace because I was going to like the most original. Like I thought it was going to be Demon because of like the original.
No, I'm the only person who knew this shit.
Well, like it made sense because it's like all the OG Armor Knights were getting turned into aces.
Nah, you don't understand. Tiger's the. Bushiro knew. Tiger's the real best card of Danger World.
Anyway, Kratos just literally pay gauge, get weapons from the drop or with the hand, then just fucking get this thing more crit,
and it's like
penetrate,
other item.
Synergetic fucking flow, best synergetic flow with ace cards and Iblis. Oh god, this thing was just the perfect thing Armor Knights needed, like Danger World needed for an item. Oh my goodness.
And guess what?
What?
It's like you equip the other item. You know, I could say that, but the newest episode was shown, and they show when you have multiple items equipped, you attack with each one.
Dual wield, so you can't really say it's not like you equip another item. It's like, well, not really.
Just like I got the other item in me.
Danger World with dual wield, make it happen.
No. Then I'll have 2 double attacking
joking.
items.
I'm joking.
Okay, let's get this out here. Legend World!
Equipment change! World's most versatile fucking weapons in the universe.
Okay, basically equipment change.
You got literally
items.
fucking okay, so here's just basically your lineup. You have worst white shield in history. I'm kidding. It helps with item destruction at least. Like your opponent goes, I'm gonna destroy your Excalibur, counter equipment change. You didn't destroy shit.
Well, to be fair, they get Excalibur's like the one exception. Once that card's off the board, you don't re-equip it.
Yeah, I mean, okay, counter like they're gonna destroy what's his name? Gungnir.
Gungnir. Yeah.
I said Gungnir.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Gungnir, and then you counter equipment change, and then since it's not the same target, they don't destroy an item, and then they just wasted gauge or life or whatever the fuck it costs them to try and destroy it, and they just sat. And you have pay 2 gauge white shield, which is just awful.
Jalen hates
and
it.
And a 0/0.
Jalen hates it.
I hate its fucking guts. Anyway, Balmung, which is literally your Fearless clone with equipment change, and it's a fucking Dragon Hate card, because lovely.
Jalen loves it.
I don't hate it. Dude, I even play a Dragon deck. I don't care.
I said love.
I don't love it. I just think like Legend World needs to calm down the Dragon Hate. Like, holy shit.
The weirdest
like they have Siegfried. Durandal was so weird. Like everyone's like, oh my god. Like it's the worst thing I hated about Durandal. I call it the Durandal phase when everyone fucking buddied this thing. Like holy shit.
Why the fuck do you need to buddy a mediocre weapon? Like seriously.
First of all, it's a mediocre weapon. Okay, it can't be destroyed. Who the fuck's gonna destroy this anyway? Second of all, and last of all, why would you even 4 of this thing?
I don't know. People.
Honestly.
People.
Anyway, it's the only item in the game, the only even non-monster in the game you can buddy.
Yeah.
Henceforth, this is illegal.
Shut up, Joey.
Don't get that out of here. Illegal.
Anyway, it's just a 6/1 for free, and it can't be destroyed by anything. So it lives through a Ragnarok. Yay! Yay! Anyway, let's just get on to the coup de grace, the cream of the crumpet. Anyway, the 3 best ones, I think, in my opinion. Like, the most interesting, at least, to me. The Ice Shield Deity, no one uses this because, obviously, no one likes 0 power, but random 4,000 defense and 1 crit is just like, what? Like, I think it was always just underwhelming because, like, no one just wants 0 power. But still, 1 crit is not terrible. And then 4,000 defense, like, it just makes all those... It literally says, yo, Rock Bunker and Up has to hit me. You can't hit me with that Drago Blaze anymore. You can't hit me with that Mama Shiba Cobalt, that Jace, that Dryad. Like, you have to hit with, like, at least somewhat... I'm not saying beefy, but, like, somewhat plentiful power monsters. Excalibur. This thing is just the world's biggest FU to certain other worlds, but mainly Dragon World. Is that a Dragon Shield that's trying to nullify me? No, it's not.
No, it's Dragon World. And then Magic
Green
World.
Green Shield doesn't nullify, but you still gain a life. Blue Shield, you gain a gauge, but you still don't nullify. Flying Shield, specifically made to fuck with this. Like, no, come on. Pay a gauge, and it's exactly the same thing as Green Shield. It only works on attacks.
Out, Jalen. They released Flying Shield early, so people would catch on that they're going to make something that says, fuck you to regular Dragon Shields.
And then they made Gold Shield, which is practically also the same thing as flying. It's just a chillax that doesn't gain you a life. And then Red Shield. So then Red Shield would still do your opponent a damage, but then Excalibur breaks.
Fuck you to that too.
And 3 crit and double attack. 10,000 power.
Talk about its stats.
Yeah.
Its equip cost is still ridiculous. Like, you have to start specifically your one set, well, not your one nullifier anymore, but one of your sets of nullifiers, and you have to have 10 or more heroes in the drop zone.
Yeah.
So a 5th of your deck in the drop zone with a specific attribute and discard a specific card. It's also a nullifier.
And for some reason, it's equipment change.
Yeah.
Just in case you actually want to somehow re-equip this. I mean, Galahad makes it possible, but seriously, why would you want to discard a null to re-equip this?
I don't know.
I think it's like if you have to Bridwin to live.
You gotta be like this. Because Bushy Road!
True. Anyway, Excalibur is just literally that biggest blah 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 fuck Dragon Ball card. Anyway, now we get to Divine Arbor Aegis. Literally, you've seen Dragon Keeper, now you look at this thing, and then you look at Dragon Keeper, then you look at this thing, and then you say, why do I play Dragon Keeper?
For you. Dragon Keeper, Aegis.
You look at Dragon Keeper, you look at this thing, then you look at Dragon Keeper again, then you look at Aegis. Then you wonder yourself, why do I play Dragon Keeper when this exists?
And we're done!
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, it only took us like an hour to go through 30 items.
Mm-hmm.
Now we gotta give suggestions and everything else. Oh yeah, so what do you guys do when you build your decks? Let's talk about that.
Okay. So like how do I start?
How do you think when you build your decks?
Okay. How I usually think is like how is this a deck effectiveness against the 3 different type of deck styles, and the cards am I going to need to adapt, what's the frequency I can do that in.
Explain building to adapt, please, because a lot of people don't.
Like building to adapt, like not just like putting in just
like
a whole
building to adapt is not the same thing as like you're gonna throw in these random hate like cards that specifically deal with this one deck, you know. Like say like people say, oh, how do I adapt to a Kaizerion deck? Easy, just throw an item hate. That's not how you adapt.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
not how
like-
you adapt at all.
Yeah,
Like-
like my adapt.
would have to be changing around your side. Like if you're playing Crimson Bower, you would have to consider maybe I don't need Ignited as much because it takes a while for this thing to hit Kaizerion, and maybe I might want to change my Fist lineup from Knuckle because I don't want to have to pay Gage to hit Kaizerion, and I'll change it to like Sunfist and Drago Burst, or like Drago Burst and Drago Blaze or something.
Yeah, stuff
And then
like that.
and then I might need to run more heavy impacts and double Katar Dragons to help get rid of Soul from Kaizerion and destroy Kaizerion or something.
Yeah, like another example is like your Kunai is a really good weapon because 2 crit 3000, but I also want to play Raga because it deals with walls. What else? Like a card or 2 to deal with items. Like consistency boosters, powerhouses, like just effective cards.
Yeah, like cards that won't like be dead draws in a matchup. Like say like I played my Wizards. If I like go against like Kaizerion, I don't want to see an Andy anytime in that game. Not once.
Yeah.
If you're playing Andy and Wizards, you don't want to see it against that matchup unless you have Iris. So then Iris can help you bounce Kaizerion and get rid of its fucking soul, or if it has no soul somehow, then you just get rid of it completely.
Mm-hmm.
Or you want to see Chamodai and then just drop that shit and start destroying Kaizerion. But either way, adapting to the format or adapting to a deck is more like you unpopular, so you make sure your build is at least your game 1 won't be like completely lopsided against that deck.
It won't be a living hell.
Yeah.
Really, it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I great example. Switching your deck up every few weeks, 2 to 4 weeks, I'd say.
Like find
This
a
is
build
what I
that's
do.
comfortable to you. Like you say like in this one build you played like
I mean, look at
you
this
played
shit.
2 Death Shields because you played 2 Death Shields or something like 1 week. Then you change it to like 2 sudden deaths the next week. I don't know. Like it's just like you have to experiment a little bit. Understand what like is working more effectively than the last thing you played.
I mean, look at this shit. This is literally 52 cards. English. I think this is a 51 card list. I think this was my original list. For
No, it's not a 51 card list because it's exactly 50 because it's 51 because of flag. So it's 50.
there was a Dragon Crush in there I'd take out. But if I go here, it's me testing for a future card. And Just see how, like, look how different it is. It's barely different,
Why
but
would, you,
just how few.
why would you even make a build if you don't even have all the things that are coming in Buddy All-Stars with the law? Like, literally, you could also be getting, like, the double attacking Dragon Arm, so this would even be sufficient testing.
Myra Plus is a store promo.
I mean, it is a store promo. Wait, what is it, like, next week?
November.
I mean, next month, I mean.
Yeah, it's next month.
Oh, it is November. Yeah.
That's why. Yeah, I mean, deck list barely changed. Changed to like 2-3 cards.
Yeah.
Either way, what is it? What?
And you have this.
When I'm building a deck, I think my number one thing other than adaptation is like literally me thinking about before building any deck. If it's not a deck I've already used before, I think about what is my win condition, what are and what is the archetype or even like the point of the deck. So like if I want to build like generic armor dragons, and then I want to make it like all item based generic armor dragons, not like super armor dragons or like something else.
Yeah, like
I would go like, okay, I'm gonna need to figure out what are the best items I could run. I can run Sun, I can run Anthem, I can run Steel Fist Dragon Knuckle, I can run Sun Fist. There's just a lot. Or if I'm playing Dragonites, I know I'm gonna need Hyperion. I know I'm gonna need some Night Counters, Glorious Legacy.
Yeah, like another thing is like how always think of the win condition when you're building a deck, and always think of a backup plan in case like your opponent's rushing you or you need to grind out or.
I mean, do I dare say how I build decks?
Sure.
I mean, I'll leave that
a little bit.
Jalen knows I can be a bit confusing when it comes to my deck building.
I mean, you can say it confusingly or not meaning in a confusing way, but I know what you mean by it, so I can.
Yeah, I mean these people though. This is to educate people. So,
I think Joey's kind of thought process through a deck is he'll go with whatever he thinks works at a point, and he'll test with it, and then he'll.
Fuck. I'm going to warn you right now. I do things on whims.
You know what is what?
I'm intuitive as all fuck.
Yeah, he does. Joey does that.
Things on whims. If I feel like doing something, I'll do it. I mean, this entire deck list was a whim, okay? I felt like it. There's not one card in here I said, oh yeah, let me think about the probability. I look at everything, I says, what do I think gives me the most advantage? I think about it for about 2 seconds, and I play it. That's because I'm used to a lot of things, but let's say something like something I don't really play. What's a deck I don't really play? Cool Dragons. Here we go. Yes, I remember when I built this. I went to Dev about this. Subscriber PM me, asked me about a good dual dragon deck, so he asked me to build him a deck, and I kind of just talked to Devlon for a bit, asked for a couple games. Played a couple games, like 4 variants of the deck, and we just came up with this, pretty much.
Like, there are decks that some people think are just straightforward. Oh yeah, I just need this, 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 and this, and this, and this, and blah blah blah, and I'm done. No. You can think that usually only comes to people that have experience with the deck, or they've even played the deck, or just in general they've seen the deck before and seen it in action, have at least a somewhat decent understanding. But true understanding of the deck doesn't come until you have tested the ever-living fuck out of it. You know how I know that? I am the dungeon enemy fucking guy. You know when everyone just says, when everyone in the NA group, or any fucking group for that matter involving Buddyfight, yo, I need help with enemies, I get immediately fucking tagged. Like, I remember like literally just waking up one morning, then I just hear my fucking like shit go off because someone did like some shit where they said like, oh, we need to gather like all the dungeon players, and somebody said we don't know, and like they just gathered like all the mixed players and adventure players. Somebody's like, yo, we need enemy, and like literally 12 different people, even someone even know, tagged me in the fucking post, just like put Jalen Scott. I was like, what the fuck? And I was the only one they tagged. They even tagged like anyone else that could possibly play to, like Timothy or Blaze, who are also really good with enemies, but everyone just tagged me. Now, I'm not bragging or anything, 'cause I don't fucking like to do that shit. I hate that. But I'm literally the go-to guy for enemy because set 3 was me doing that shit. I said, I want to build this deck. I want to make this work. I don't give a fuck if everyone hates this deck. I don't care if Bushy's gonna hate this deck because they're just probably gonna suck adventures off and give them all the good shit. And then until my Lord and Savior HBTO3. Either way, dungeon enemies are like literally. I think one of the strong points, and I can think in some people's deck building. People would literally look at this deck, like most of the deck, and just say, I figured this out. No. This is literally the #1 deck. You can't just say, I figured this thing out. It's easy as fuck to figure out the line. It is not. Dungeon enemies.
Am I like the only person who's done that then?
Yes. Dude, you know how many people have asked to say, like, somebody, like, I remember, like, when, like, I used to sometimes actually get into calls with, like, people, like, when they asked for, like, deck advice. Then, like, I said, like, they said, I know how to build a dungeon enemy deck when they asked me for advice on how to build one. And I said, sure, build me a deck. They would throw in things like the Shuffler X guy from Miracle Impact. They throw in, like, what the fuck, Gummy Slime and Tango Roper, because they're like, oh, these things have pretty decent abilities that can help me and shit. And then they didn't think about, oh man, I have all these weenies, I have all these fucking random defense things that I don't even invest into keeping defensive cards alive. They only put like Bladewing as a 3 of, and shit like that. Like they didn't know ratios. Like people just try and think that enemies are the easiest deck to run because most of it is vanilla. Now, yes, until HBTO3, the deck is mostly vanillas, but that doesn't mean it's simple as fuck to make. Because you got to think about spells, items. Well, not so much the items. The items are easy to kind of put together unless you're stupid as fuck.
It's more the monster and spell lineup. That takes me about 2 minutes to process.
It's like literally the monster lineup and actually knowing what the monster lineup does. Like when I constantly got like with my 100 enemies, people constantly even like they didn't put in the comment section. I don't know why people don't touch the comment section anymore, but they message me and go like, why don't you run Meteor Rain? I already put it in the video and I will say it again. Meteor Rain sucks in this entire format. I will never touch that thing until they make a.
I remember we were working on that deck, and I'm pretty sure we had like a 5-minute discussion on why Meteor Rain sucks.
Yes. And people still ask me, why do you not run Meteor Rain? It has Penetrate and 10,000 power and double Soul Guard. Okay, it has double Soul Guard. It has max 7k defense, and that's with Dominion Rod and fucking Fortune Shield. So max 7k defense. That's not hard to fuck with anymore. And then especially since that's only a one-time turn, that's a one-time battle 7k defense. Not like a permanent 7k defense. That's a one-time in a battle 7k defense.
Yeah.
Then it's got double Soul Guard with low-ass defense, so everyone can hit him. And he cost me 3 lifelink. If I want 3 lifelink, I'm gonna just go with Red Arrogant and the 4 lifelink from Iron Cyclops, but I'm gonna just cast yard him or anything, or just keep him, or he's just gonna be my endgame card, so he's most likely not gonna die. So I'm not gonna play Meteor Rain when he's just gonna fucking die on me compared to all my other size 3s. And then he doesn't do anything because his Burning Meteor effect is already done better by Red Arrogant, and then Red Arrogant already does more damage than him overall.
Jalen,
I'm not gonna pick Meteor Rain up anymore. What?
Building Dragon Knights in like 4 minutes and then using it to destroy people's soul.
Oh my god, he's playing Raider. This man deserves to die.
Again, I'm only playing Meteor Rain in my size 3 enemies, only to act as more Red Arrogance.
It's okay, I got Jalen, just look. I have Air Raid.
Is Dragon Knight Linus good? Was that a joke? Please tell me that was a joke, because Linus is fucking amazing.
Linus! I love Linus.
Linus is bae.
Joey, right now, move with it and gain gauge.
Gauge.
That is the thing. Look at that. He's just doing the simplest thing, like moving and getting gauge for it.
And then
You can't tell me that you can't understand this is good or bad. This is good.
Fine.
Like, insanely good.
3. Kill. Oh yeah, I get to break down Jack again next turn. Yo, go after my Soul Guard.
Is he gonna
Damn
use
it.
that Soul Guard? Oh my god, there's no way he thinks that he's not using Soul Guard. Wait, did he?
He didn't. He went after
Did he
me.
have 2 souls? Oh,
No.
oh, I didn't even look at his gauge. I'm like, holy shit, I forgot he double burn energy. Come on, Hyperion. Wait, you can't even pay gauge. Never mind. Don't try Hyperion.
Probably Blue Shield. There we go.
Oh my god, how did you call it?
I played Dragon Knights for God knows how long. That's why. That swing for 1.
And this is how you beat Ritter. See, we've already gone over this, and now it's just becoming reality. How do you beat Ritter? Just kill the fucking Jack.
Yeah, it's a coincidence that I'm playing against Ritter after we talked about how to beat Ritter. After having like a 10-minute discussion.
I mean, it's not like it's not like a complete coincidence. I mean, it is somewhat a coincidence, but it's not a complete one. It's like, come on, people are always gonna play like some kind of deck that we talked about a lot of decks, so it's not like it's like. Well, we talked about mainly lots of Dragon World decks, so it's not like it's hard that we would run into a Dragon, one Jack Knight.
Showing how deck building is good.
Another burn energy, dude. The fuck.
Well, I guess he's gonna run out of those sooner or later.
He's gonna literally not even use any of that gauge.
I'm gonna do this.
For not moving.
I'm gonna do this for the gauge. I love this
I
card.
don't care about what it's happening to.
Don't need. Yeah. How many of these are gonna drop? 1, 2,
Joey can't make a decision.
charge, drop. This card.
Oh my god, that useless ass Grimoire.
Whatever. He'll never get 3 forms at this rate, so attack.
Drago energy for no reason. Or blue shield, that's dumb too.
Do I air raid?
No! Get 3 draws! What are you talking about?
I'm gonna wait. I don't trust him. I'm gonna see if I need to.
I don't trust all that gauge. Are you serious? What do you think he's gonna spend that even? I swear to God, he better start paying some gauge. Wait, what? He actually is. Bystand? Oh, Braveheart.
Yeah, gauge.
Please tell me he's gonna finally go for Ritter. No, he paid 2.
He
Joey,
did.
are you shitting me? He paid 2 gauge.
He just has that much gauge, Joey. I'm sorry.
Joey. That was nasty as hell. No one should have this much gauge. Like, especially in Jack Knight, you just usually spend all this gauge like in a turn. Like, even more than this gauge in a turn. Like,
He only drew his burn energy.
You still have gauge.
Yo, he should look for his buddy. Nope.
What is he? He's deck thinning, which isn't dumb, but why even?
He agreed so much he decided to grab another one. Which
Why,
really.
Did you tell him to grab a Braveheart?
No, I just said he has too much gauge.
So he's gonna decide to spend most of it.
He'll switch 2 more Bravehearts.
No, we already paid one of them in the gauge, so he only has 1 more.
Or it could be in the other gauge. No, he only played 1.
Oh, I thought he paid another. I thought he put. Oh, never mind. I thought
funny.
1 was in the gauge or something.
Jesus
Oh my god. This man's doing this.
How many base jacks are gone already?
He better search a jackknife gif at the end, or he's dumb as fuck.
Yeah. And Zester.
And Zester, what are you doing? What is the point of the double attack? Isn't that 1 gauge? Or did he actually pay and we just somehow didn't see it?
Ow. My life. Ow.
What is even the point of going for damage?
I don't know.
He's been practically doing nothing most of the game anyway.
Oh.
Oh, finally got the Hyperion.
There we go. Now I win. Sweet.
Now I win. Oh, you're not going for his face? No, I'm kidding. It's Ritter. You don't touch the face. You touch his body.
Sweet.
Joey, go for 1, you fuckboy.
No, because if he decides to go thunderstorming to Ritter, he's going to be at 4 instead of 5.
I'm done with you.
I think about everything. Soul Guard. Oh no, my buddy Don Quixote.
That's not even your buddy. Tomo's your buddy.
He's my other buddy.
My other buddy. I'm done with you. Oh my god, this is rude as hell. Just declare skill. He has to respond if he wants the Drago Bond.
Nope. And then we go like this. Because we hate Yeah, you know what? I don't
now
care.
You can go for 1.
Now I really don't care.
Final phase. I swear, if you would have air raided the final phase, I was like, what?
Oh, I could have done that. That would have been a hilarious troll.
Final phase! Thinks Impact, gets air raided.
Two bad times. Back to where we were. 4 likes. Thank you for dropping those likes. They're so lovely. Gonna get some gauge.
But anyway, guys, we're not really like. It's like we could go into like we said, we can't get everything in deck building, but this is pretty much all we can provide for deck building. Like it's such a broad topic. We can't get into everything. If you want us to get into everything, just literally, you would have to like, God, I don't know, chain us down and make us tell you. Like it's too much.
I'm too lazy to go through it all. That's all.
I think
I don't
the
have enough
human
time.
being would.
Shut
Oh my god. And that's how you beat Ritter 101. Just don't attack the fighter. Until necessary.
Do this, and we just go, oh.
All the monsters. Oh my god.
Whatever. Geronimo would have been like godly at this point in the game. Do like 2 more games since we just want to lighten our heads up. I love this. I love this.
Oh my god, your hand is God!
And I'm going second. Yes!
Oh my god, this is unreal. You got the most broken hand, unless he's got Bloody King. Oh. Oh, if he has Astrocus plus that, that's gonna be actually bad for you.
No. I can easily get around that.
What do you mean? What if you attack with Quixote? What if you attack with Hyperion? If you attack with Hyperion, then he does it after that. What do you do?
Call this here, call this here. Skill.
Oh, you're actually gonna Iwamoto. I thought you were gonna save that.
Save? What's that word? I
thought you saved shit in this deck. Hey, center. Need to gain free gauge, man.
Move. Gauge. Swing. Gauge. Swing. Let's get Astro Customer now.
Yep.
See?
Oh wow, what'd I call?
I say he was got Astro Customer right at that moment. Because it's obvious.
Night counter.
He was debating on the first attack, then he realized I could just swing over. Please call another 0 so I can
my god,
counter.
No, Joe, he just wants to. He just wants to. Don't say. Okay, I thought you were gonna actually night counter on the count.
4. I don't want to take the 4. I'll take the 4.
Okay, then just do it. No!
I'll do it.
It's not gonna use the gauge anytime soon anyway. And then
what was that?
Perfect. And then that perfect. Oh my! I hate you sometimes.
Hate me. You gotta
damage control. Please destroy damage control.
I'm not an idiot. Jesus Christ. Fade out the breath in.
You gotta be kidding me.
3.
You got another night counter? That's pretty useless. Are you gonna actually Tomo so you can draw into a Dragon Shield hub?
I'm thinking about it. Nah, I want to keep the pressure up.
I think you should do it.
I want to keep the pressure up.
So is there any other deck building stuff we should talk about?
And he was stock for gauge.
Swing. Love this deck. I gotta build the super
it'll be pretty bad
version again.
Yo, you actually could lose potentially if you just go for Bloody King and discard too.
But do we have any other deck building to talk about?
Not really. I mean, as I said, I'll show them a couple games, let their brains rest, let our brains rest.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys want to drop anything like Chris or Connor, go ahead. But I'm done, pretty much.
Yeah, same here. We kind of went over most of what
over all the basics. Now it's up to them to utilize it and learn.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Drop that Geronimo.
Hey, Chris, you live?
Chris died already.
Another tip thing that I think would help the audience is if you ever just need trouble building either a specific type of deck or anything, the anime and other buddy fighters can assist you on that.
You've got to be kidding me. The attack phase ending card, he practically still took 2 damage just to avoid.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I love it. He's wasting resources.
Wait, why didn't you go to final phase, Joey?
Because I want to save my gauge for a night counter. That way I don't lose.
Dude, he's just gonna drop a size 3.
He's gonna drop a Rizvelger and an Iceblade Joker.
No, he's not.
So he was right. He still hasn't buddy called his Rizvelger.
What did I find? We told you. And now you lose. Oh, no, never mind. He never had Ice Blade. Or he didn't choose to discard, even if it's not gonna get you an effect. You should have done that.
Okay. Let's just charge the Night Control and drop the Geronimo.
Said Night Control. I'm so done.
Oh, I said we're dropping Geronimo. Charge the Night.
How many Dragonites do you have?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
16,000 power.
Swing.
Jesus Lord Christ.
Swing.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Doesn't matter. I killed it. That's what matters.
Hey, what if he Ice Blades? You lose that Geronimo.
Oh man, he Ice Blade Jokers me.
Not manually calls. I mean, like discard.
Oh man, he Ice Blade Jokers me.
You know, it's weird how like there's so many now like cross-world monsters now in the game.
How many cards can just be used in multiple flags?
No, not like in multiple worlds, but like in multiple forms of the same monster in at more than one different world.
Oh yeah, Jalen, look.
Oh. I mean, you're just single-handedly soloing any size 3 in his deck right now.
I can single-handedly solo anything.
Dude, an Astral Cuss, like, just doesn't even... Oh my god, this man is a sack. How do you have 3, you know...
It's actually fun. It's actually funny. Geronimo might be the one monster in the game that can have an attack set higher than Asimodee's.
No, whatever.
Joey, no! You can't just drop it.
Okay, let's count the stat again.
You can't just drop another after he just had to deal with that shit. Joey, let's not even show the power. You're probably at 20,000 right now.
I'm at like 22. Let's count. 5,
Give me a
9,
sec, I want to count.
13, 16. Actually, that's 17. Shit. Oh, wait, no, wait. 5, 8, 11, 15. Wait, did I scroll down? Yes, I did. 16, 17, 18, 19, 19, 20.
You're literally 20,000 power. Deal with me now, Asmodai.
Asmodai, I can wreck your soul.
Dude, if it's wait, isn't it possible to wait? No, Astro Force only works on armored dragons, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it works on armored dragons. That's why Ritter gets to 20.
I was gonna say like, you play the one copy of Asmodai in Dragon World, then Astro Force it still hits it.
Man just ended. The man just ended. I have no illusion.
Face.
See if he discards something. If he discards something, I'm just gonna go after.
Astro Force, I'm gonna laugh my ass off.
Yeah. Yeah, just pop the Dawn. He's gonna have to pay a life if he wants
Why?
to. Because
Why not just go for
he'll discard something with benefits now. Wait, is he gonna get the Dawn back?
Yo, he didn't even call the Dawn. He's like, I'm done. Not doing that.
No. This would be the proper time to call. It's after you draw. The judges have said it.
Okay.
See? He's doing Dawn. Oh, yes. Yo, do I have a Dragonite in Soul? Yes, I do.
Oh my god, not 21.
Gets to 21.
Oh my god, he just hit 7. He's so happy. Wait, what's going on? No! What was even the point? He still has the triple link.
Just gonna call an Astro Cuss out right now.
Nigga, no. No, you're not.
Just gonna call an Astro Cuss out. Yo, Chris, are you alive?
No, he won't. Chris is dead. Who's Chris?
I miss Chris. 21.
What even was the point of calling the Ice Blade?
I don't know. But it's fun. Oh wow, I still have all 3 of these. Oh my god.
Oh my god, what is going on? Kill the Dawn?
The strongest Geronimo I've ever seen.
Wait, why not the Dawn? It has more power and it costs him a life to bring it back.
Because see, now he can't deal with me anyway. Plus, I have 3 fucking dragon shields.
Penetration. I'm kidding. There's not a chance it's penetrating.
There's no way he plays that card. Plus, he ran out of Blade Kings.
Oh god, wait, he has.
He didn't even call it to the center.
Why would you not call it to the center?
I don't know, but I'm doing this.
He has a whole... That makes no sense.
I don't know.
Joey, you're close to fuck to decking out. Why are you keeping those cards? Oh my god, all the dragon shields in the world.
It's an indirect damage.
Then he still has to discard. Oh god, it's Alvaro. Ultimate smash! No, I'm kidding, you're not game. Oh my god, what the
Yo, I love this deck.
Oh my god, what is going on?
Are you dead, Jalen? Are you dead?
He's got 6 dragon shields! Quit life! Quit life! That's the stream, you guys. Hope you guys like this video. Subscribe. Oh my god, literally the Vanguard Dragon says, "Oh god, Joey, what are you doing?" Joey, stop. The sack! The sack! You drew another one! Like, that's literally the chat.
I think it's too weird that you're 3 blues
Yo,
and 3
you're
green.
like, wow! Dragon World best.
No, I feel like it's cheating because all your 3 blues and your 3 greens are all next to each other, like organized.
Oh, yeah, that was a thing.
No,
but I used all the cards that were in between the blues, so they were organized, but the greens were all right next to each other. So, that was fun. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. Hopefully you learned some stuff on deck building. And if you guys have any questions for us, etc., leave them down in the comments or Facebook me and Jalen, since our things are in the description. Oh yeah, Chris is in the description too. I forgot about that.
Everything is in the description.
Thank you for watching.
Oh, that.
See you guys later.
Joey, I feel bad for that man.